Willow Pillow. How's your day, sweetie? Welcome. Boom. Sync. Road trip Eddie. Dude, we got double Eddie syncs. You're the triple Eddie sync. We was in the car earlier grabbing a coffee. Coffee that is bigger than my head, almost as big as my butt. And Perfect was on the song. And she's like, who sings this? And I was like, Eddie, which means Ed Sheeran in my eyes. I call him Eddie. She says I shouldn't call him that, but why not? And then
Eddie. It's Ed.
It's Eddie Sheeran to me. I don't really care if it's not. Okay, dude. Get over it. And then, guess who served me my coffee? Ed. E. Road Trip Eddie. Ed. Yeah, there's a double Ed right there.
Whee! A triple Ed.
I know. It's a triple hitter. I'm not even set up and you guys are coming in hot. Whee! How's it going? We missed you guys. I missed you. I missed you. Now you're stuck with me. Well, you're not stuck.
This
You can.
is your first live stream.
Yes. I can't remember my last live stream. I actually deleted that motherfucker. I was like kind of whiny and like victim-y and like, oh, po, pitiful me. So I deleted that last live stream. I don't do that often, but hey, once in a while. Everybody else plays with their shit on YouTube. Why can't I? Right? Willow Pillow 251. How is everything, Willow? If you so choose to answer. I completely understand in these energies if you want to just pop in and then sit back and not talk. Right? We just hope you're doing good. Road trip. Good afternoon. Hope your day is going good. Your day is good, Willow Pillow? Yes. Right on. How am I? I'm doing good. It's been a special whirlwindish type of week. I feel like I've been gone like for like 2 months, 5 days, 7 years, and 0.seconds, but hey.
I feel like we've been gone for 1 day.
No. Hey, 77. Dude, how's it going? How many subs do you have today? Check your sub count. You should be at 100 within the next couple days, eh? I was gonna do a shout out, get this person up to 100, but I was too lazy to get the camera last night. No joke. I figured you're gonna get there on your own. But I know it's not a big milestone to get to 100 of YouTube or anything, but it is just because it's like that round you're in the triple numbers. And as well, guess what? YouTube sends you a special email when you get to 100. Yeah, they do.
What do they give you?
Nothing, but they send you an email, and when you open it, it like blows balloons at you or something. Anyways, back in the day in 2019, whenever it was I hit 100, they did that to me. Willow Pillow, I've been upside down. I'm finally awake in the day.
When you hit 1 million, they send you a plaque.
Yeah, when I hit 1 million, they're gonna send me a car too. We'll figure that out when we get to like, 1,000.
Not a car. A plaque.
Willow, I've been upside down. I'm finally awake during the day. How long did the upside downness last, Willow? Was it like a whole summer thing or like a month or a couple weeks? Just wondering, because you're not like, the only one that's had the flip of the sleep time script. Sleep is a curious thing these days, eh? Hi, Nazia. If you want to share your channel, Nazia, thank you. Thanks for sharing it, Nazia. You have a... How's it going for you, Nazia? Yes, 77.
Is it Nazia?
Yes, honey. Yeah, 77. The numbers do go up and down. I don't believe in the numbers per se, but still, it's nice to, it is what it is, right? You have 70 subs? Right on, Willow Pillow.
I have none.
3 months for the sleep cycle. Whoa. Since you got back to Canada. Whoa. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Just wondering, but you don't have to answer, but just wondering out loud, Willow Pillow. Again, you don't have to answer, but do you have people in other time zones? Not necessarily where you were coming from before you got back to Canada, but in other time zones that you find that you've either have connected with that you wouldn't have in the nighttime had you been sleeping during the daytime. I'm not sure if that makes sense the way I said it, Willow Pillow. Let me rephrase. Or let me find a way to say that better. When I have had my most like insomnia-ish, twist my like, routine around, is when people from other time differences came into my reality. So if I had been sleeping all winter normally, I wouldn't have gotten to see the live streams that I saw to connect with the people that I connected with, who are now like integral part of my integral. How do I pronounce that? Like an integrated part of my true journey. Yes. Yeah. And yeah, you get it, eh, Willow? It's just if we hadn't have flipped the script of our sleep time, we wouldn't have been able to get into the timelines of the people we needed to be with. That's cool. Thanks for validating it. I really appreciate it, sweetie, because some of us, like when we don't realize that sometimes that's what's happening, then we fight against it. We resist to be on YouTube or another platform that's social media because normal people sleep at night. Right? But if we're normal people sleeping at night like everybody else is doing, then we're not stepping into the timelines of meeting the people we need to meet. Our soul contracts are all over the world, and there's time differences all over the world, right? So that's why this happens. That's my perspective anyways, right? I just... Seven said, I woke up on Monday, I had 100, and then I woke up on Tuesday and I was back down to 91. Yeah, do you see though, 7-7, it's probably not even people exiting and deciding, hey, I'm just going to decide to leave, right? Unless you've triggered with a vid, which not really what your content's about as far as I've seen so far, right, 7-7? So that's where that thing of, how when we sub to people and then all of a sudden we realize we're not subbed, it's happening, you know what I mean? Whenever and randomly, but whatever. Yeah, Nazia specifies she's from Pakistan, sweetie. I love that name. I think it's beautiful.
I like it. I was wondering if you were pronouncing it right.
Yes, I think I'm pronouncing it right. No, I think I'm pronouncing it right because I'm going off Heather, how she pronounced it as well. So I think I'm pronouncing it right. And I've heard Nazia speak because I watched her videos too. Rocha Betty, Mika Muvan will always trade subs. Hey, Brightest Dawn. Hopefully all is well. Yes, all is well. Special K, but well. Yeah, Nazia, critical situation with the sea in Pakistan. Many people jobless, sister. Yeah, sweetie. I get it. How's your situation doing, Nazia? Hi, Annie D. How are you, sweetie? I saw you were making vids. I put them into my saved because when I'm out and about and I go where I go for the weekends or whatever amount of time, I have like sporadic internet, but it's not consistent, so I don't watch.
Can you save videos on YouTube?
Yep, put them in watched later, or you can make a.
Show me?
Yeah, or you make a playlist, but there's a watch. You put it to watch later.
Okay, show me how to do that.
Give me a second. I'm gonna go show the kid.
Not right now, but after. Sorry.
Oh my
I
gosh.
didn't mean right now.
Could you show me, but not right now? Could you show me, but not right now?
No, I didn't mean right now.
Story of my life. Yeah, so I have sporadic internet, so like I can connect, but I won't spend all my data or the weak Wi-Fi because it doesn't stay connected all the time to watch a whole vid. So I've got like, I put it in watch later. Same with Instagram. IG, I can get on it a little bit sometimes, but I can't really look at stuff or even like really look at messages and pictures. They don't always appear because the service is just loopy. Hey, brightest dawn. Okay, I will watch later. Gotta go. Just stopped in to show some love. Family time is calling. You're dropping an airboat ride video you went on today. Right on, dude. Enjoy the Florida. Florida. Whoop, whoop. Hey, David Castle. How's everything going for you, David? Yeah, Nazia. Very bad situation. Never thought the world, the collective, would choose this timeline, Nazia. I did not think that humans would choose this timeline. And really, it's all about faith. You know what I mean? Oh my gosh, Al, you're in Arkansas? A-R-K. I'm seeing the Kansas like so big in Arkansas right now. Kansas. Where are you heading to, Al? Arkansas. I just said out loud about 44 minutes before the stream because somebody came to visit us really quick and she was speaking of a baby named Noah. And I was like, whoa, that's such a sync that Noah, for a new baby, a new crystal golden child in this reality, because I keep saying every day, everybody thought Noah was crazy till it started to rain. And that is coming up in my reality a lot. Some days that's my biggest motto, my biggest mantra, right? To keep like my own alignment and sanity. Meaning it, you know, everybody thought Noah was crazy till it started to rain. Everybody thinks Genevieve's kind of like Pop-Tarts sometimes, until everything full circles into why has Genevieve been doing everything she has the way she has for years. Well, we'll figure it out when it full circles, right? When it starts to rain. Boom, brightest dawn, spot on. And I actually received a video interview type of scenario yesterday with a Canadian doctor who says that straight up. COVID is only the flu. It was renamed to cause fear. Exactly. And he the Canadian doctor, I forget his name, I got the vid on Instagram somewhere. He validates that the random checking up the noses isn't even valid. It's not even real. Right? People are getting that done for absolutely no reason. You know what I mean? It's part of the program of the fear. Brightest dawn. COVID is only the flu. It was renamed to cause fear. And if you really think little masks is stopping anything, then do some research on biological warfare. Yeah. But it's not only that. If the fact of the masks, and that most people don't actually even disinfect or wash their mask. And most people, I only wear it a certain amount of times in a certain amount of places. Why? Because of respect for my people who do like 10 to 12 hour shifts. And just, it's part of the timelines that's asked of me. Lily has stated like long ago, she don't want the drama part. Right? And there's nobody to take care of her, so I can walk around in public without it and be the kind of drama that triggers people. So, but my mask is so like, you know what I mean? I don't believe in it, and I'm using it sometimes for the greater good of what's needed for all of the community. Taking a stand isn't helping anybody out personally during their workday anymore. But yeah, that's just it. You name something different, and you will make everybody will be afraid. Anyways. David says, do an excellent, Genevieve. Nice and toasty this afternoon. Get ready to go pay a bill. Conquer the world with kindness. Right on. Kill him with kindness.
That's a song.
It is. Speaking of kindness, Parvati, devotion. 4 and 1. 4 and 1 is 5. Hi, Mr. Hugh. How's it going? I don't know why when I saw Mr. Hugh, I'm having a flashback of Home Alone.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know. When I saw Mr. Hugh at 3:05, like just saying hello, Genevieve, I saw a flashback of Home Alone. Have you watched Home Alone, Mr. Hugh?
Scene?
Have you watched Home Alone in the last little while? Are you from the, like, where they filmed Home Alone? Like, is there a reason? Because I don't know why. That was so random. Anyways, just a flash of how my mind works, or my visions, and like, I don't know why I'm saying this, but yeah, road trip Eddie, conquer the world, make it shake it up, shake it off. Don't take stuff personal these days, eh, guys? People are going through their stuff. They're going to act how they act. They're going to speak how they speak. Do not take it personally.
Yeah, the breaker's gonna break.
The hater's going to hate. If you get in the hate, back away. It's not personal.
Shake it off, shake it off, shake it off, shake it off, shake it off.
Okay, honey, please. You steam your clothes with a clothing iron for a few minutes, 7-7? Yes, Nazia, C is a flu, but it has shaken the whole world. Once upon a time, people locked down all over the world. Exactly. But that's the thing we need for a collective shake. We're blessed that this is what we chose. We really are. We brought in the most ridiculous, amazing timeline ever. It's so multi-layered, everything of it, that it might never make sense, and it doesn't ever need to make sense. We're bringing in a new reality. We're here to bring in a new reality, and what we do individually is what's going to actually perpetuate the change. We can't go change anything else anywhere else, but we can stand together near or far. And that's, you know what I mean? Only our highest heart individually knows what's best and what ripple effects for the collective. Hey, Juice from the Sky. That was so cool. Are you still here, Tom? I'm gonna go get the picture that was beside me when you were doing the beach stream earlier. I'll be right back. So, this morning, or a couple hours ago, Tom, when you did your live stream, the beach stream, this is what's beside me. This is one of my visions of what I want to manifest of heaven on earth. Sea to sky, a little bit of mountains close to me, a lot of water, some little bit of boat energy, right? Actually, there's going to be a couple kayaks, a little paddleboard, and a couple other stuff there, but whatever.
You know those boards where you go like this?
Yeah. Oh, Lily Rose says a paddle boat.
Paddle boat, yeah.
Where you paddle. I'm not crazy about that shit, but you guys can paddle with her.
It.
Huh. Yeah, so this was right beside me while you were streaming, Tom. I thought that was a cool sync. You have watched it, Mr. Hugh? Not recently, though? I'm just wondering if it's going to pop up into your reality, or like why. It's really, I always have like associations when I look at your guys' names, but not something so random like that. So I don't know. I know, Singe Man. I get it. Singe Man. 309, 369, dude. Harness that 369, that whoosh. I'm so angry, Genevieve. Everyone around me is convinced the sea is real. I know, dude, and it's not your role to convince them otherwise. Live your fucking life. Keep doing the stuff you do. Keep being with us, right? Keep showing up with us. right? We know what's happening without knowing all the layers of it, but allow that anger, Singe Man, to be transmuted into something different. Harness that fucking anger for the greater good, right? Why? Because we need you, dude. We do. And the anger only brings you down. Like, live it, own it, rock that bitch. It's true. You are allowed to feel this way, but how do you step to transmute it into something, right? And when I say it's not your role to play of convincing or showing anyone that the sea is not real, that could be not the truth. Only you know what your role is. But what I do know, Singe Man, is that I've spent years on this awakening journey. Like, this is not the beginning for me. Like how other people like are constantly saying, like, I woke up this year and I woke up that year and all of a sudden I started to look up at the sky and all of a sudden I knew. I never lived that. I always known since the beginning of my lifetime on this earth. So I've been trying to convince people and tell people of all this is coming and all of that since like so long. So that's why like I can be so middle road. I've let go and shed of the anger and the wanting to like beat people's fucking heads in with the truth because it didn't serve me. Right? I've only been on YouTube for 2.5 years, but before that, you know, I've been looking for soul family since I was born, and I've been trying to gather tribe since ever, and today. Like, this isn't new. This is just when you get to the top, because you know stuff, we're Forrest Gump. We keep turning around to go get others, right? But we can't convince others to come. They just have to be ready. I think the hardest too, Singe Man, is like with specific like family or friends or people like that, you know, how it feels to be the only one who is in a reality like we're not gathered yet, right? So like if you had a momentum of like a tribe of 10 with you right now, Singe Man, that anger would be different because you'd just be living the life, building, gathering, and making the community base with your 10 peeps, that you wouldn't notice all the fucking like and people like trying to bombard you with what they feel, because they wouldn't even be able to reach you because you'd be like, you know, it's hard. Seven. I was sick for 7 weeks in late October, November. I had a pneumonia, bronchitis. I tested negative 3 times in the span of 1 week. The sickest I've ever been. 3 courses on antibiotics. Whoa. Okay. Whoa. I know, Singe Man, exactly. They cannot test for it. There is no test. It's all a scam. Exactly. It's like right now, I'm in Northeast Ontario, Canada, so there's a lot of cases of people feeling tired and having the sniffles and coughing and their throat hurts. But this is the exact thing that happens every fucking year when kids go back to school. And it's not even just about kids going back to school, it's the change of the season. So your body just naturally needs to evacuate certain things, right? The coughing and a lot of it is tied in with the throat chakra as well, right? If you're fucking holding in a bunch of shit in your reality, then at some point your throat's going to fucking hurt and you're going to cough, right? Plus, we're all going through DNA upgrades, whether we know we are or not. Everybody, everything that is alive in this realm that we're in right now called Earth is going through upgrades. That includes animals, insects, and humans. You know, fishes, everything. That's why some animals are much bigger than they used to be. That's why some animals are like surviving in well into fall and even winter where they never did before. That's why there's certain things popping up in people's reality that they're like, we've never seen this bug before. You know what I mean? We've never seen this because there's so much coming up, right? That was never seen before. Road Trip Betty, banana nut muffins are done. It always makes my van smell good. Dude, Lily Rose just ate the last piece of a banana bread type of thing. They didn't.
Banana bread with chocolate chips in it.
Yeah, with chocolate chips in it. And the only reason they didn't make muffins is because they made little loaves instead. Little baby loaves.
Loaves.
Hi, Michelle Lee Cannon Free. Me missed you, girl. Did you get my message on Skype saying I'm coming in hot? Or did you just naturally know to look at your device that I was on? Yeah, Juice from the Sky. Syncs are funny. They're amazing. Oh my gosh. Hugh, looks like a beautiful scene from Donegal in Ireland. Oh, wow. I would love to be in Ireland if that's what's meant to be. Let's see. Yeah, Singe Man, thank you. Everyone I know is completely buying it. Singe Man, ask and you shall receive. You can ask for proof of anybody in your fucking community. Just say, I need at least one person to show up in my reality today or as soon as possible to show me that I'm not the only fucking one. So you might only manifest a 5-minute conversation or a lifelong relationship with somebody face to face, but there is somebody around you right now that feels the way that you do, or that's open and needs somebody like you to speak the way that you speak to help them like completely like just boom. You know that thing of like, because somebody else is being bombarded with all the projections and the fears, there could be somebody around you right now who, when you go grab something in public, like, I don't know, coffee or groceries, gas, go for a walk, that is going to find you. We're allowed, ask and you shall receive, to get validation of enough, right? So you can't always say, like, I'm going to manifest to have, like, the perfect person show up in my reality and they're going to stick, but you can get a 5-minute conversation.
Look at my pillow.
Seriously, especially when everybody around you is making you feel like that thing that you're the only one, ask. Juice from the Sky, you nailed it, buddy. 313, lose your shit. Do you really want to keep and hold your shit? Anger is needed to awakening. I love you, Tom. That's it, exactly right. You want to keep that stuff bottled up? It's not serving anybody, right? Guess who's always there, you know, like to get the shit thrown at them. Boom, angels in overtime. That's what we're doing. I've been saying this for like months now. Don't take it personal when people attack on you and project shit onto you, because you have the soul contract with them. You have the soul contract with them to be the person that's going to not fucking attack them back. We're not here to react. Does that mean we won't sometimes? It depends how it's all thrown at us, right? We're not here to do no harm, but we take no shit. But when people need it, projection boards, right? You can't have the hissy fit and get it all out. You're going to go project upon somebody. If you project anger upon somebody of like the stuff and they don't react, is how we rewrite the scripts for humanity. Yeah, you like the construction sounds, eh? I'm pretty happy girl out here, Tom. Not gonna lie. I'm pretty happy. I love construction sounds in the morning. I could get woke up to this all the time and sleep like a baby. That does not bother me.
Not me.
Honestly, the only reason I'm not sitting on the curb with my coffee in wide-eyed wonder is they're gonna think I'm looking at them, when actually I'm looking at the machines. You know what I mean? I love it. Hey, Kimba. Kimba was my last voice in the night and my first voice in the morning. I love you, dude. Yeah, I woke up around 4 something. I don't know. It was cat heaven down here. I don't know if the cat missed us for 4 days being gone, but he decided it was going to be like cat time
Yeah,
from like
stretch
4 to fucking
time.
6 a.m. Every time he settled down and we lied back down, like, boom, here you go again.
Yeah. And
So
yesterday he was meowing out the window. I was like, what's out there? There was a cat, another one. I've never seen this cat before. I've seen a lot of cats around here. I've seen a black one and a ginger one. But I have not seen this cat. It's black and white.
Yeah.
They were just meowing at each other.
But I checked in on to see if anybody was live, and you were live, Kimba. And then you stopped, so I went back to bed. But then when I woke up this morning and I was all ready to go on my internet, like for real, you were the first one I heard this morning too, Kimba. Boom. Road Trip Eddie. Jet City Woman. Queensryche playing in my head. You just reminded me, Road Trip Eddie, when me and Lily were on the highway the other day, Queensryche came on, Silent Lucidity, and I made a vid, but I never uploaded it. You just reminded me.
Now you're gonna upload it?
Oh, not right this second. I can only
Yeah.
multitask so much, Lily. Yeah, Juice. Massive energies. Massive energies for sure. The release is like, boom. Where are you located again, Singe Man? I know you've told me before specifically that I've asked you. Are you in California? Sorry, dude. Sometimes I get names mixed up and I can't really remember where people are. But remind me of where you are, Singe Man. I'm ready to go anywhere, Singe says. I need to find people who would be like me to move to their area or their place. I need a destination. I get it. That's where I'm at too, Singe Man, is that I need the true north, the destination. Yeah, Singe Man, California. You say unfortunately, but you're exactly where you're meant to be, right? Hey, Kelly Ryan O'Brien, my dude, how are you? Lily says for sure, yeah. I don't know how it's gonna finally start, Singe Man, how people are gonna gather, but it's going to, right? But I don't know how. I really don't. I really thought that the momentum of what's going on externally wouldn't make us fear-based to start to act and gather, but it would just be like, why would we want to continue to live like this, just fucking watching each other in videos and not make stuff happen, right? So now the perfect time of it, summer, the easiness of, you know, traveling across anywhere is changing very fast, right? We're not all in locations that it's easy to access in winter. And that's exactly, you know, the opposite of what I thought was going to happen, but who knows? We are where we're meant to be, and that's that, right? Kelly Ryan O'Brien. I know I'm supposed to help organize us to be able to reach each other. I'm just waiting for the trigger from source. That makes so much sense, Kelly. And I'm one of the people who's meant like to be of the gathering spot so that people find each other, right? Not gonna lie, I've been doing the live streams for over a year and a half, and because I have done the live streams for over a year and a half, people who have met through my channel, through the live streams, have already begun to set up things and have gathered, right? There's not a momentum of a certain community, but there is the momentum of 2x2 gathering. So it really is about, if you're ready and your heart space is open, Singe Man, you will find, and they will come to you faster than, you know what I mean? Like when the anger is there, it's a block, honey. Right, Singe? As much as we need the anger for the awakening, the ascension, you know, everything to open up, by being angry and not having like the faith of the people that need to come into your life, it doesn't leave the space. As well, if you're hanging on to timelines with people or routines until you actually exit those timelines, flush those fucking people out of your life, nobody new can come in because you're giving them an energy all the time. And that's really important. There's been a royal flushing in the last couple weeks. I don't know if you guys are feeling it yet or if it's going to amplify and you'll feel it sooner than later. But every fucking timeline that we were hanging on to because it felt comfortable. This person is like part of my soul group. Well, it is or it's not. She or he is or they're not. Because soul groups are meant to be in co-creation mode. And when we're not in co-creation mode, we are actually just continuing matrix loops of expecting things from others that are never going to bring it into our timeline. Right? So that's the biggest thing with the difference of what it was like before to meet friends or family and have intimacy, and what it's like from a fifth dimensional and beyond perspective. From a fifth dimensional perspective, you don't just sit there and watch people on a certain way without participating, right? The participation is what makes you be seen. It helps, right? You can't just sit there and expect everything's going to fall into your lap if you haven't even shown up and you're not even a part of the tribe vibe, right? Eddie, hey Michelle, hope your day week is wonderful. There's a chicken in my neighborhood and it's making pleasant sounding, reminds me of childhood in Wisconsin. Wee.
You better like cheese.
Whoa, Road Trip says, Singeman, New Mexico has been very good to me in many ways. Good, Eddie. Road Trip, I'm not saying you're going to like New Mexico as much as I. It's impossible to say, but I've been around the States a lot since the early 80s, and for me, I like it. Enough to stay here and camping the variables that works. Hey, Paradox. How's it going, Mr. Fossils? No, Juice. Juice says it's the construction men you girls love. I have loved specific construction men in my life. My daddy was construction. Everybody I know pretty much does construction on some level, right?
Construction.
Juice says busted. No, I like the heavy machinery, to be honest, Tom. I really got a thing for tires. I got more of a thing for tires than I do for men. Yeah, that's called transferring your, like, energy, right? I can't be tempted by a masculine, but a set of tires by themselves, whoa.
I'm tire sexual.
I'm tire sexual, yeah. I'm not pansexual, I'm tire sexual. It's not about the dude that drives. Road Trip, Mika's napping. I should be out walking right now. It's the only time I can sneak out. She put a video on today of her tail wagging.
Queen.
77, right on. Says Michelle, 222 is my wife's lucky number. Right on. Michelle, you get it, eh? So right about the throat chakra. Yep. And that's the thing, eh? Ascension symptoms match COVID, like almost exactly. So it's very easy for people to like be in fear. Their heart space starts opening, and we get a fever often throughout the awakening journey and like all the kundalini and stuff. So people automatically, you either grab the fear or you don't, right? Road Trip, my little one always wakes me up at 4:15 a.m. It's her eating time. If she doesn't, something would be wrong. Well, we leave food out for Bo all the time, Eddie, because Bo is not, he just picks. He's a picker. He's a picker and a grinner.
We left his food bowl for all the 4 days that we were gone, and he didn't even finish it.
Yeah. We manifested the perfect cat for our life. So therefore when we go like to the cottage and stuff, we can't bring the cat with us. And so we're able to leave him for 2 to 3 to 4 days alone, and he won't go through all his food. Singe man, yeah, I'm 53. I can't just go somewhere. I could, but grr, I don't want to wander. If you were meant to just wander, Singe man, you would already be doing it. You're one of those people, Singe, that when you know, you'll know. And you know what I mean? Like, it just, you'll know when you know. And this is the hardest phase of all right now because we have to stay grounded as everyone else is just gets to fucking be infantile, fucking mean babies. So it's like we're the ones holding space for motherfuckers who are angry at us, calling us crazy and being mean to us. If you think about it, it makes no fucking sense that would even have any kindness left after the way that we get treated during this fucking awakening journey. It's mind-blowing. It is. I could show you some shit and you'd be like, what? Nobody talks to fucking Genevieve that way. And it's like, oh yeah, you would be fucking shocked. Nobody would come on and have the balls to say stuff to me the way that they would here. But that's the way that it is. It's part of the way we planned this. It's messed up. Singe man, she loves my tractor country song. Yeah, tractors.
Sam works at John Deere Tractor Company.
Yeah, Willow, the gathering. It's funny, Willow, too, that you're the first one who came in today because yesterday I was literally thinking about you and being like, is me and Willow Pillow supposed to like be, you know, like, are we a part of like what's next? You know what I mean? I don't know, right? Road Trip, yes. Silent Lucidity is on the same album as Jet City Woman. That's a huge sync too, Eddie, because yesterday when we pulled back into town as we were on the highway, there was a plane, a low-flying plane. It wasn't a jet, but a low-flying plane. It was yellow, right? Neutral, yellow, yield, caution, yellow. And then a helicopter, then a plane, and then another helicopter. And Lily even said, she's like, whoa.
Same helicopter.
Okay, sorry. I thought it was a different one. Lily said, we're being greeted. We're just coming back to town and we're being greeted by all the planes and like just the sky activity.
Welcome home.
Welcome home is what she called it. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, Empire is the name of that album. For myself, I know I've said this before, but whoever didn't watch it before won't know. And if I'm boring you, then just okay. But I heard Queensryche for the first time when I went and saw Metallica in, I don't know what year it was. It was for in the Justice for All album. When the Justice... Lily, come on, you're making me nervous, honey. When the Unjustice for All album came out and they did a tour, I went to Hamilton, Cops Coliseum, to see Metallica. And then, you know, when you're going to a show and, you know, there's a band first, I was looking at the ticket and I was like, you know, who the fuck is Queensryche? I couldn't even say it out loud properly at the time. And I was kind of miffed. I would have rather paid to see just Metallica and not have anything before, right? And then they came on. They did a couple songs and then they did Silent Lucidity. And I can see myself, fourth row floor, Metallica, waiting for Metallica, and Queensryche comes on. And at first I'm like not impressed, right? It's like I was not impressed at all. I didn't want to see anybody else, right? I came for the dudes. I didn't come here for the like fluff of anybody else. And when they did Silent Lucidity, I actually like can still see myself pulling up from my body, seeing myself from above, hearing that song for the first time, and it becoming one of my biggest synchronicity songs since I was 17 or 18 when I saw Metallica the first time. So since the day that I heard that song live, it's been a synchronicity in my whole life. That song, Silent Lucidity, has anchored me into timelines that I didn't even want to be in to last until these times, right? So, you know what I mean? Like, that's the difference between somebody who's been like awake since childhood and we got to put it away, put it away, put it away, put it away because nobody's fucking on board. That's why I can get so impatient sometimes when I do streams and I want to gather and I want momentum, and because I've been seeing it since like almost 50 years, right? So I was young and being told, you know, like that we're not going to see in our lifetime peace. And it's like, well, I'm here to bring peace. I'm here to bring peace. So yeah, we will, because that's what I'm here for. Paradox, yeah, multiple spiraling threads into the future. Exactly. And because that people who even, you know, are a perspective of I'm awake, because those certain people aren't even aligned with what they really feel and want and to bring in, we're hovering all these different timelines all the time, because love has already won, we're already there, but we're bringing it in collectively, living it through the shit show, and collectively what people choose individually every day, every week, every month. So it only takes a tipping point, 100th monkey effect of a certain amount of people at a certain frequency to bring in a whole new reality. Loves you, Michelle. Ooh, yeah. Could you guys somebody drop Kimba's and Kelly's links, please? Thanks, Michelle. I missed you too, honey. Hey, Allie. Allie says, everything you said resonates so hard. Thank you, Genevieve. That was about like 10 minutes ago or 9 minutes ago, but thank you. Yes, David. Genevieve, do you feel the energy waves come through? It feels like an ocean wave going through you. Yeah, and I can't say that it's as picturesque as what you just wrote, David. So what happens is that certain phases and timelines and portal dates, everything's up in the air. We always have the choice, and it could be like, boom, today. That, you know what I mean? We step into a different version of reality, but I can see the chaos, the confusion, the fear. I can taste it. So it's like the knowing of what's actually going to be chosen as it's being chosen. So I have to step aside from what, you know, I want for this world in order to let it happen. Right? The beauty of allowing the collective their free will, our free will, is that once you've stepped into a certain embodiment of yourself, then you really realize, like, holy fuck, I was part of the, like, you know what I mean? You assume responsibility for the thought forms that you had, realizing that you were part of keeping a certain reality. That's why I don't really resonate with calling other people sheep, because sometimes people that you think are sheep have better thoughts that are more pure than your own self, because you're judging those people. So you're putting in negative energy, thinking that part of the collective is just sheep. They're stupid. They'll never like grow. You know what I mean? So your mentality is actually like keeping us down more than somebody who's going about their day-to-day lives, doing as they're told, but living in harmony with Mama, Gaia, and within their own heart space, their own free will. So it's so multi-layered, right? When you realize to what point that your thoughts are things that are always out and about, and you're either feeding the fear or feeding the love. Could you be doing both all the time? Yeah, that's what being in 4D is all about. If you're in, you know what I mean? If you're hovering in 4D, you're doing both all the time. And then when you realize that you're doing more of love, or you're like doing more of fear, but it's not anybody or anything exterior that makes us feel a certain way. It's us. All right? There's no blame. You can't blame anything exterior. You chose to feel certain things. Love you guys. Watching you guys say hello. You gonna start driving 7-7 or awesome? Have a super day. Thanks for the pop in. Yes, Michelle. Exactly. At 3:31 you wrote that down. That's what I was just thinking. The symptoms run parallel. Exactly. And that's why, like, those of us who have spoken from what it's like to have the body stuff happen, especially when a heart chakra opening happens, it feels like a heart attack or a panic attack. And that's where you're like, when you're lying in your bed and it's like 2 a.m. and all of a sudden your heart starts opening, do you panic and, you know, like call 911 or drive yourself to the hospital because you think you're having a heart attack? Or do you just know, like, whoa, this is like my heart is opening? And most people, I don't know of anybody who's ever opened their heart space with just one shot and never had it like open, close, and had the pain feeling like leave, and then you think it'll never happen again, and then, you know, hit you again. Specifies Highway Star by Deep Purple. Michelle, I saw Tool at Cops Coliseum. Goosebumps. Most of my shows were at Cops Coliseum because I wasn't allowed to go to the Toronto shows very often as a kid, Michelle. So I remember seeing Poison and Tesla in Toronto, and that was a big fucking deal because I was allowed to go to Toronto. I was like 16 or 17. But most of my shows were in Hamilton because we lived in Burlington. So it was only a hop, skip, and a jump and a bridge, you know, a bridge away. So my mom would say yes to the Hamilton shows more than the Toronto shows. I'm trying to think of who else I saw. I know that I saw Def Leppard. Def Leppard in Hamilton, but I'm trying to remember who opened for them, and I can't remember. I saw Steve Earle, Copperhead Road Tour at Hamilton Place, not, but anyways, I digress, but. Hey, Fang Mistas, how's it going? Yeah, Michelle, first time hearing it live, chills, covered in chills, silent lucidity makes my eyes, well, yeah, me too. And it's just everything is in there, right? It's one of the songs, I've made vids about it, 1544 Eastern Time. Made vids about it in the past, and it's one of the songs that I usually will try to share with people who have no fucking clue what's going on, is to at least try to get that into their reality. They might not look at it right away, it might just like, they might not even be able to listen to it, but especially somebody who doesn't know what's going on, it's a good song to start with, right? It makes you feel safe. Love you too, Michelle. Boom, Allie, I like that, sweetie. I read this quote this week. We don't choose our futures, we choose our habits. And our habits choose our futures. I'm going to screenshot that, Allie. That's just it. And that's why the shedding of the routines is so, like, can be so phenomenally huge, right? Blessed be those people who've gone through an awakening journey and managed to keep the same house, the same family, the same job, and all of that shit. But a lot of times the only reason that they have is because they haven't still stepped into that embodiment of, like, you know, like the song Talking Heads, this ain't, you know, this ain't my house, this ain't my family, and the realization that they're living a fakish type of life, right? But the shedding of the habits, the creatures of comfort, you know, as soon as you get stuck and you realize, like, you know, are you co-creating? Are you manifesting anything? Are you just sitting there watching a bunch of people talk on YouTube all the time without, you know, becoming a part of them? You know what I mean? It's a big, it's huge. But it's beautiful. Singeman, it's insane. Along the entire world fell for it, almost. But that's just it. It's not the entire world that fell for it. It's only the people who need to, and that's their timeline. There's a beauty everywhere with this. You know what I mean? Like, we could be living a real pandemic, guys. Has anybody seen The Stand by Stephen King? I know they made it into a movie. Have you read that book? right? There could be a real pandemic where you actually would see dead bodies every fucking day in the streets and your family would be dying beside you. But we chose something that's this instead. It's so fucking beautiful, multi-layered, that being angry at it is just going to bring in the other timelines, right? We're in resistance to just accepting what other people are choosing of their free will. If everybody had started last year to not do as was needed for their communities, to go to work and work in a grocery store, we would have really had, you know, like weeks, days, we could still be in a suspended like timeline where we don't even have access to food. And the more that people are fear-based and angry, the more that we're going to bring in those timelines, because people are so fucking pissed that, oh yeah, humans want to be brought to the brink of... I've talked to so many people in the last 2 years. Some people want this world to still blow up, guys. They want that. They just want it to be fucking destroyed. They don't, you know what I mean? Some people would rather that we were in an apocalyptic, bombs going off everywhere, so that they could say, I told you so. Like, what the fuck? Why? Why put an energy to that? It doesn't even make any sense to me. Did the line... Oh, there goes that line again. I don't know what that line is doing there, or how to get rid of it, and it just kind of all of a sudden comes in and out. Exactly, Allie.
Was it there before?
Yeah, it's been... Yeah. Allie, people want to be brought to the precipice, to the last second. They do. They do. And even within the woke community is exactly the same thing. So don't think that because somebody's making fucking videos and they say that they're all awake and that they know shit, that they're not part of what's bringing us to a precipice of the last second. Because if the people who actually said that they know stuff and feel stuff, we wouldn't be in this timeline anymore. It can't exist. It can't. Everybody still is hanging on to their ego of, I want to prove the world is flat. I want to prove this. I want to make sure that everybody who wears a mask feels stupid, feels guilty, that they're sheep. And that's not a fifth dimensional perspective. It doesn't exist. It only can stay in 3D and 4D. That's it. It can't follow through. Those of us who have been in the 5D, we're always dipping back down. Could we stay there? Yeah, but what's the fucking point if everybody else is still in fucking chaos? So we're always dipping back down. Always, every fucking day. That's our life. I've been excuse me, I've been saying it since July 2020 when Milky died. The timelines changed. The timelines changed, and we chose this. We chose this. Angels have been in overtime for 1.5 years now, because it was a different timeline before. And that's that. Going good, Fang Mistas? Good. Right on. Yes, Paradox is Alan. A-L for Allie and A-L for Alan. Paradox, there's a honeybee on your neck. It tickles. Yeah, road trip. Exactly. I can't imagine if something hadn't happened in, you know what I mean, when it did. In 2020 to start to manifest a different timeline. In January of 2019, I had told my people, specifically in my reality, that in February, watch out, the world is going to change. I was 1 year and a month ahead of my time because it happened in February 2020. And that's what's like, you know what I mean? Like 1 year and a month ahead of my time saying something was going to happen. And every day we have the choice to manifest the timelines through the love, the frequency that we sustain. Fang missed us. Have y'all seen the cargo ships around North America not allowed to dock? No, I have not, dude. Fang, it's not time to stay on in 5D. Exactly. Exactly. It's like if you were a team going to in the Himalayas, if you get to the summit and you don't know where everybody is behind you, what the fuck, right? You gonna just stay at the summit and fucking be dancing? Wee-hee, I'm at the top of the fucking, Himalayas. I'm all by myself. Or are you like, what the fuck? I got here first. There's no fucking way. And go back down for people, right? And that's it. That's what this is, and has been for a long time. So here's the thing. It gets old for those of us who have glimpsed exactly where we could be when we constantly go on to plant seeds, grab people, like with what we do, in order to like help other people feel, higher frequency energy. A lot of us, you know what I mean? When you've seen the timelines and you see how they're dragged out, it's like, whoa, right? Allie, the media will fall away. It just becomes less important. We don't know those people. What is happening in our lives is way more interesting. And that's the thing, is as soon as it's on the media, on television, or if, it's being propagated by certain sources, you already know there is something not real in there. Like, right? It's like that time a couple weeks ago, Eddie, when I said, what's going on? How's it going? And you talked about Gabby. And I'm leaving it at that. I don't want to bring her, and I'm not going to talk about her more. But as soon as I saw that name written out, I smelled a fucking, it's wrong. If you're watching the news and they want you to have the emotion for this beautiful young fucking lady who this stuff happened to, it's not real. It doesn't matter how many actors and how many people and you know what I mean? That's it. It's not real. And even if it was real, here's the thing, right? There has been over 1,000 people in the last X amount of years who have disappeared in that goddamn exact same motherfucking spot. So it's time that people realize that, hey, the blonde chick ain't the first one. And I don't mean to disrespect. If I believed she was real, believe me, I wouldn't be talking like this. Not at all. But it's to bring the awareness that there's been missing and murdered women, children, and men in that area for years. Years. I'm not even in the United States, and I've been campaigning knowing of these people since I've been on the internet. Why? Because Indigenous people have been trying to tell people for years that this is happening. So if it took, one person to finally bring the reality of people to realize, you know what I mean? It's the same with residential schools and what's going on in Canada. You know what I mean? People have been saying for years what's been happening and nobody believed, and even if everything was there. Well, now the bodies are coming up, right? The bodies are being found. They can't be denied anymore. That's it. It's so all the people who, were told to shut up and hidden away and all that, it's all coming out. Nothing more can be hidden. Everything is going to be disclosed. Everything. Singe says, yeah, I feel more leveled up, but I'm not liking how these submissive beings are trying to make me not level. But why do you give an energy to anything that would make you not want to be what your best self is? Right? You choose your algorithms and where you focus your attention, whether it be on social media, in your real life, or on YouTube, or anything. So why give them energy? You're giving away your power by believing in them. You know what I mean? We already know that the MK program has been there since forever. If you go out into society right now, you will see tits and ass everywhere. Everywhere. You can't go to a mall without seeing Victoria's Secrets and all that shit. It's a program, right? Is your masculinity in line of knowing this is not real, right? So that's part of it. Every single thing. The fact that the ridiculousness of I'll speak of Canada specifically, considered an essential service. Well, why would fucking fast food be considered an essential service? Because they want you to eat that, right? They want you to. But who are you choosing to eat it, or are they making you eat it? Right? Nobody's coming to your door giving you fucking coupons to go for free to eat fast food. You're making the choice. So you either eat it with grace and gratitude because that's what you wanted, or you know what I mean? You avoid it because you think everybody's like fucking out to get you. But guess what? It's real women, men who are working in these places. And they're important. They need a job. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's all. It's so layered. Boom, Allie. February is when the plan I was working on totally blew up. Singe Man, I'm living with actual crazy people. I'm not sure what you mean by that, because I'm called crazy all the time, right? So in one reality, you'd think I'm crazy. In another one, you can watch me. So I don't know what that means. Everybody, you know, we use these words, but what does that mean? I don't consider somebody who believes in the V or who thinks that they could get sick crazy, right? That's not proper use of the words in my eyes. Exactly, Michelle. Every moment of every day, we choose the vibrational frequency that we emit. And every moment is a choice to elevate that frequency. All it takes is some giggles, some shivers, a smile. Right? Go through. If you're angry, you're allowed to be angry. Right? But finding what am I angry at? Why? And processing it. Processing it. The things that make you angry today should not make you angry in a week. If they're still making you angry in a week, you haven't done the inner work. You haven't done the inner work. The whole world's not going to change to satisfy you. You're the one that has to do the inner work to get past the anger. That's it. Anything that pisses you off has a hold of you. And you planned these things in your reality to surpass them. Exactly, Eddie. Focus and concentrate on local. Because you're good people. Local needs you guys. Nationwide is too big of a thought beyond local. Exactly, Eddie. And the most beautiful thing is that we are all tied together with the internet. So if you feel fear or anger about something that's happening in Australia, why don't you contact somebody from Tribe who lives there? And I'm not talking about just going into the channels of people who speak from one perspective. I'm talking about going to find a normal single fucking mom in Australia and ask her, how's life around you? Compared to somebody who's making a channel, who every day they're giving you the information of what's going on a certain level, but that's just their one perspective and their role is one thing, right? You got to be diverse in where you get your information. Because the fear, you're either feeding the fear or the love, right? Yeah, Michelle, propaganda. Exactly, Fang. A submissive being cannot make you not level. You stand solid. Let them waver. Exactly. Allie, I'm excited for 2022. It's a 6 year. I love the resonance. I'm a freak about the doo-doo, 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 doo. Wow. Can you imagine February 2nd, 2022? Like, I don't even give a fuck what's going on that day. I'm going to be jumping 2 by 2 all day long.
My sister is turning 22.
Yep.
In 2022.
Yep.
On the 22nd.
Yep. Of August.
Yeah.
So 2-2. 8. 2-2-2. Yeah. I made a baby who's going to be 22 in 22. She's not a baby anymore, but...
Yeah.
Hey, Dr. Vales. Dre Vales. How's it going? I want to say Dr. Dre instead. How's it going? Yeah, remember our magic. Oh, Cinch, man, that's harsh, man. I'm living with them. I cannot walk in my house without communicating with them. My family says, of course, fast food is open. People have to eat. Yeah. Are you on the precipice of having to make a choice for yourself, Cinch, man? Right? Are you know what I mean? Like, only you can know, but... And believe me, I know what it feels like to not have like anywhere to go per se, or but if you follow your heart, you will be led. If you know it's time, you're going to be led. I feel like there's a leap of faith coming in your that you need to take care of, right? Nobody can do it for you. Thanks, Fang. Only you know, Singe, if you need to exit where you are, right? Believe me, what I'm living around right now, dude, you know what I mean? It's a wonder that I'm fucking sane right now, and it's taken me months to stop, like, how terrifying it has been for me to, like, be where I am. So, it's you know what I mean? I don't even have words for it. I'm not gonna, bring myself into a frequency of talking about it, but it's insane, the low vibrations around me, Singe man. It's not because my life is perky or that I have support in my reality that I show up all the time. Not at all. And that's the truth. If you saw a sneak peek of what it's really like for me and Lily Rose, you would be shocked that I have any fucking hope or faith left at all. No joke. And as soon as I like trust and allow anyone into my life, you can be sure I'm gonna be fucking ripped apart and fucking knocked on my ass of somebody else's projections. So it's really the background people that are true to themselves that make me have any faith in humanity at all, that everybody gets a chance, and that, you know what I mean, people are going to flip into their version of themselves at some point. Because you know what I mean? Like, it's past words. Yeah, Dr. Vales. Dr. E. Having moments lately. Good thing for weed. Good. Yep. Good thing for weed for sure. Yeah, Michelle, exactly. We know how to continually raise our vibrational frequency, as within, so without. But, Michelle, it took me the whole fucking summer, and I'm just starting since September to be able to not have fight or flight and panic fear from what I had to surpass all fucking spring and summer in my reality, right? So when I say these things, it's not because it's easy, and it's not because I sustain a frequency all the time. It's because I'm walking the walk of every fucking day what's going to be thrown at me. Mina knows. And that I have to surpass. That's it. Right? Yeah, Michelle, exactly. We planned it all to rise above and bring as many up with us. Exactly. Yeah, paradox. Too much of anything is bad for us. That can include like things that are really good for us. If you were only focusing on those things, you know what I mean? It's not good at some point. Moderation is for everything. Road trip. And it's also like when you take a drug, you realize there's going to be changes, and some of them you're expecting. So it's just like if you go watch social media, you've got to expect it to change your thought patterns, and that's all coming out right now, finally. Yep. But guess what? You can be on Facebook or Instagram or any social media and choose where you focus your energy. You don't have to be a part of the programming and you can still be a part of the journey on Instagram. Where you press your reels and where you press to put your attention is what's going to come at you, right? So you're either using it for your greater good at all times because it's there, it's easy, and it's easy to access people and find new people, new frequency energies, or you press on things that are going to bring you into the shaming, the hate, the guilt, the fear, right? That's your choice. Social media exists. You don't have to use it, but if you do, you're the one that actually directs your attention, right? So if everybody's phone was just accessible to everybody, how many people would be like fucking just ashamed of themselves, not even able to look anybody in the eye right now because of what they actually press on when they're alone? And that's where we're at. A heart of gold, you know what I mean? I can honestly say, if I watch fucking porn, I could fucking look somebody in the eye and say that I did. Why? Because I chose to. Well, you don't need to hide it. You know what I mean? But some people, especially the ones who speak and think certain ways, what they're focusing an energy on is what's exactly sustaining everything in our reality right now. Anyways. Yeah, Michelle. I got a few sisters in Australia. Road trip. Screaming is not allowed at all. It's a problem that needs immediate fixing. Yeah. Hi, Karen. How are you? I just want to put really quick as a side note, I got your email. I've been in and out of service until yesterday afternoon, and I didn't bring my cards with me. And I'm going to respond as soon as I can. Love you, Karen. How's everything going? Dr. E, your kids are 27 to 29? I know, Singe Man. Arguing the accusations, etc. It's okay. Then wham, like very low vibrations. And that's the thing, is as soon as we manage to sustain a certain frequency, we're going to be bombarded by the things exterior in order to do you keep your frequency or does it bring you down? It's past words. It's, you know what I mean? It's Hi, Alexander the Ganja Shaman. 4:03 Eastern Time. It's 16:09 on the 6th, 369. How's everything, Alex? Fang, Luke 21:19. In your patience possesses ye your souls. Dude, Luke. Michelle, you got that, eh? We got double Luke syncs with that. Thank you. Yeah, Eddie. Negative isn't allowed. Well, I don't allow it into my own bubble. Maybe you can inspire and bring a light to them. It's all about love. Give love. Hope they reciprocate back. And if not, they will if they're meant to, right? Yeah, Singe. I do have the physical comfort, but yeah, I will just know when I have to go, I hope. Yes, trust yourself, Singe man. Trust yourself. Only you can know, dude. Yeah, Karen, you can relate with that. Every day is different. Yeah. For myself, one of the things that I realize the most is every time that I, flow into a huge heart opening and I'm so full of love, and I think that, my destiny, my true life, my next steps are around the corner. No, they're not. I'm projected and bombarded with more fear. Why? Because that's what being totally getting to the mastery of being unfuckable with. When you think you're unfuckable with and somebody can say something or something can happen outside of your actual you and you feel fear, then you're not there yet. And it's mind-blowing because you think everything's just going to get simpler, but it gets harder. And it's never fucking ending on a certain level, because that's what we agreed to be here to play the parts for those that need that. You mean about in February, Allie? I believe we were building something amazing and our connection seemed magical, and I still don't understand why he ghosted me. The anger and sadness still comes in waves in our work. Oh, baby girl. I completely understand what you're saying. And it's been 2 years for myself of actually thinking that there was something and then like just being stripped away. And then it kind of lollygagging, coming back and forth. And it's one of the hardest inner things is to get to the point of finding tribe, soul, frequency people, and then it's just gone. It's just gone. The new age spiritual stuff that I watched for years, and Corey, Thought Soldiers, Founders of Light, Corey McKinnon, he mentioned this in a video about 4-6 months back maybe. This is not what we were told. We were told that if we do the fucking inner work, we're going to manifest the people that we need to be with, we're going to be with tribe, and we're going to like co-create and make a new world. And that's not what's happening. And it's not because we are not doing the inner work properly, Allie. It's because the collective chose a different fucking timeline, right? So if you stepped into a certain embodiment of your highest, bestest timeline for yourself, you would always be resonating at this 5D perspective, already have your Shambhala, heaven on earth, so you wouldn't be dipping back down to do the things you do. Your anger would be completely like, you can't detain me. But when you get mad and when you feel these things is when you actually form bonds with whomever and whatever you're meant to be able to pivot other people into an awareness. It's so like, it's like the biggest bitch slap of disclosure is that when we find each other, we are even harder on each other than what it was like from a Matrix world. So if you think you were bullied in school and when you were living your Matrix life and all these things, when you get into like the community tribe vibe, how you get ripped apart when you find a soul sister that you think you're ride or die, this is my soul sister, we would never fucking hurt each other, and then all of a sudden she fucking rips you a new fucking asshole and you can't breathe because you never saw it coming. It just wasn't possible. We're going to find soul family. We're going to live happily ever after is exactly what the new agey type of thing. And it's like, great. If that's happened for you, then please tell your story. Like, you know what I mean? But often what happens, and that's why these so many channels have grown and they're so big, they only show up when they're saying certain things, and you don't get to see what they're like when they're on their fucking ass, going through their, you know what I mean? Hardest night of the soul and all of that. When they're being stripped of themselves, they don't show up and show you that. So you have no clue because you only get the edited things, the videos that are amazing, and the you know, like the comfortable speech. You don't get to see them with snot pouring out their nose when they're like wishing they were like never born, because they don't show that. And that is part of the reason that like so many of us small channels, we just show up, we're authentic, we got no agenda, we're not selling nothing, we just showing up, man, and doing what flows from us. It makes no sense. You know what I mean? You can watch a video one day and we're showing the sky, and then the next day we're like ripping apart exactly what it's like to have lived a certain timeline in our, you know, our lifetime, right? It's so raw that it's just, it's unseen. We're rewriting the scripts. Allie, maybe I just hang on too hard. It's hard, Allie, because that's what we've been taught as humans, and that's where the fine line of what is unconditional love and what is actually meant to be. Because something can feel like it's your real life, and then tomorrow, like, boom, it just doesn't exist. The timeline is gone, Allie. It's so... Like, and until it happens to you, Allie, I don't think that you can understand that, you know what I mean? Like, just, it's there, the timeline's there, and then whoosh, it's gone. Hi. Hey, Heidi. Organic Intelligence 313 at 408. You driving? Okay, sweetie. How's everything for you today when you get a chance to answer? Karen says, there's no screaming in my house. My dogs, they don't even allow the shouting. Yep. Yep. I get it. For me, it's Lily Rose. We've lived 4 years sustained, certain things, and that, she can't handle certain things. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, just no. It's just not allowed in our environment. Singe Man, I was actually looking for blue balls. Honest, the bouncy ones. Wait, the ones you play with. Wait, you know what I mean. I do. I fucking love playing with balls, and I cannot lie. I swear, I got balls on my mucklucks. Anything with the word balls.
With, like, bouncy balls or anything. You hate those.
I know, but word playing then. Yeah. There's just something satisfying about playing with balls, right? Especially the blue ones.
Avatar.
Yes, blue like Avatar blue. Good one. Jake was a traitor until the end. That's important. Hey, Love Light. Awesome live stream, Genevieve. I've been listening. Send you all infinite, eternal blessings, love, light beyond measure. Thank you, dude. How's everything? Yeah, Karen, if my son or I raise our voice, the dogs right away will say, like, yeah, I get it. That's why those dogs are in your reality to tone down. And a part of my timeline was Amy being a young lady at 17 and 18 and screaming all the time, and, having to change our reality because she wasn't ready to step into embodiment where she just didn't scream at us all the time. Oh, especially me, not really Lily so much, but the witness can only be the witness for so long. Yes, Karen. To a certain point, when you stop looking, it's when it's going to happen. Yeah. Road Trip Eddie. 4:11 Eastern Time. Communication is also the key, Singe. Try never to overthink anything, because they may not. And if they get you down, maybe gently mention it, but never in anger, because some people are hard to communicate with. I get that. And that makes so much sense, Eddie, of, like laying down your guns, laying down the swords of it, and just looking at somebody in the eye and saying, like, I just can't handle you talking like this with me anymore. Right? A grown man can say this. It doesn't need, you know what I mean? Just saying, like if you live in a reality where people live in your actual house, Singe, to say, I just can't eat supper with you guys anymore. I'm so uncomfortable with the way you talk. You have the right to your beliefs, but I don't believe in COVID the way that you do. And if we can't find other things to talk about, then I'm just going to step away. I'm gone. People can be in mid-sentence saying something to you, and instead of reacting, you just leave. If you do that a couple times, you just change the timelines of how people expect you to act. People expect you to react, and if you don't anymore, what are they going to do? Right? You can't fight with somebody who doesn't want to fight. Right? You can't argue with somebody who won't argue. We don't have to prove we're right. We don't have to be forgiven. Right? Like the Who. I don't have to fucking show everybody what I believe. I just believe it. That's it. And if you do and you don't, and if you flip from one script to another, communication. And if somebody can't communicate, then that's it. They don't want to communicate. They're not a part of your soul journey if they can't communicate with you. That's it. It's so, we don't owe anything to anybody. Nobody owes us anything. A soul contract is a soul contract. It doesn't matter if it's your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your wife, your anybody. If it doesn't feel good, you don't have to be a part of it. We were programmed to believe that family sticks together no matter what. But guess what? There's always a black sheep to a family that nobody's stuck with that person and they're fucking homeless and they're in fucking trouble and family ain't fucking the ones helping them out of that shit. Strangers are. Meeting a stranger when you're homeless that looks at you with positive eyes, witnesses what you're going to say, is actually what pivots people into their new reality, because usually it ain't family. Family's so ashamed that somebody's homeless that they could perpetuate that they made that happen because of the shaming and blaming and the inner wounds being perpetuated towards one fucking child for a whole life. You could have 3 people born of the same mother and father and 2 kids never ever heard certain things from their parents' mouth. Just the one always was told, you know, the stuff. There's always, you know what I mean, from the it's all cookie cutter timelines and projections and programs. There's only a certain amount of them. They just repeat themselves with the different stories of what we've lived. Dr. E, you would all love my wife if she was not so jelly. That's too bad, because she's got to face that jelly, right? Right? Jam and jelly is good in the fridge and homemade, but inside of us it can't sustain itself. Our jealousy is actually good for us because that it aligns us into what we love. But when you feel triggered and you know you engage in that emotion and make other people feel bad, like me not feel bad because I talk to you as a masculine. Me could talk to you in front of your wife every fucking day during a Skype chat and zero ever see you as anything other than, you know, who you are and the fact that you have a wife. But that changes nothing for the soul that you are. You know what I mean? Like, people aren't running around wanting somebody else's fucking timelines. That's inner work that has to be done. Syringe. I was searching door knockers, I swear. Oh my god, door knockers. Nikki 9 doors. Dr. Vale sitting on a garage shooting pop cans on sticks is simple fun. Heck yeah, baby. Oh yeah, it is. Oh, I need me a bow and arrow. Ooh, nice. Heidi, okay, I just pulled over. I pulled out in front of a big truck, thankfully on a back road. You're at the beach? Good, Heidi. Yes, Allie. Oh my gosh, I didn't even think to mention it. Happy new moon, everybody. Yes.
It's a new moon today?
Mm-hmm. Happy new moon. Everything that has been hidden is being uncovered, and that includes every individual, right? People who've been holding stuff in, be ready for what could come out. It's not always pretty right now. I love you too, Heidi. Organic Intelligence 313. You said that at 418. I seriously need to put the phone down and drive. I never drive with my device on. I've never watched a live stream, listened to a live stream or a video as I'm driving. I don't even film videos while I'm driving. Lily does.
Yeah.
The only time I've ever cheated is on like such fucking buttfuck nowhere back roads and I'm rolling like 20 kilometers an hour. Because it's like non-negotiable.
Like I was reading Mom's text and she just looked at it for like a second because it was in French.
Yeah, but it's just I don't touch my device when I'm driving. First of all, it's illegal in Canada. You get busted with your phone. It's going to cost something. But second, I was taught to drive without a device. I don't multitask that stuff, right? I don't even like my camera, my backup camera in my car. It's covered by like my junk and my junk. I got a tie. I got more feathers than most birds have on their own bodies, blocking the camera in my car. I don't use it. I don't multitask. I pull over for everything, and just, it's sacred to me. And the one time I'm gonna fucking, you know what I mean? Like, I watch it later if I'm meant to watch it. I don't listen to people talk when I'm driving, ever. Ever. Why? First of all, because depending on what I would watch, to not be triggered of thinking of something, and just because my attention. I like to sing when I drive, so I'll be not watching, but listening to music. But I like to sing my heart out when I drive, but I don't listen to stuff. Yeah, Eddie, says Allie, if it's not good, one has to realize the dream and the memory is no longer what the dream was. That makes so much sense, Eddie. It's hard when you've seen a timeline and you believe in it, and then when it just doesn't exist anymore. And some timelines people need to go and grow, and they do come back. If it really is, if you love someone or something, you set it free. And if it comes back to you, it's yours. So even with the live streams, I love doing this. I can sit here for fucking hours and it feels like I've only been on for a half an hour. But it's not in my best favor to not let it go once in a while for a certain amount of time. Why? Because when I let it go and I don't do it for 2 or 3 days, I fucking like miss it. Me want my live streams back. Me can't wait to get back. Right? So that's why when we work, we have 2 days off or vacation during the year. If you actually love your fucking job, those 2 days off are really hard to take. When you love what you do, you have to get pushed out of work. When I had my restaurant, I had to be pushed the fuck out of work to take a break. When I was working in kitchens that could like pump out 300 plates in a couple hours, I had to be pushed out of there to take time to be gone because I was so like, this was home to me. It felt more home being at the restaurant that I didn't even own than it felt being in my own house. Like, for real. So you got to be pushed sometimes and you got to take the break. But when you take the break, then you realize how much you fucking love something. And it's the same with people. If you love someone, you just let them do what they do. And if they're meant for you, they're going to be back. There's nowhere else for them to go because you are for them. They can go and search the whole fucking world for like what they want that is not like you. But they will be drawn back to you because you are the one that's meant to be with them. And often the thing is about the matrix ways of like, how do you find a partner in reality, right? Matrix. Well, you think they're kind of hot, they're kind of sexy, you kind of want to get laid, and then all of a sudden you're married, you have kids, and you're living a life. We don't do that anymore from a fifth-dimensional perspective. It doesn't really matter what somebody looks like and what you thought you wanted forever and ever and a day as your typical soulmate. Your soulmate often comes disguised as everything you said. I would never go with somebody like that. When I realized my husband was my husband, everybody around me fucking was like, what the fuck? You can't be with him. I was like, yeah, I can. He's my husband. Me already knows. He don't get it yet, but I get it. You know what I mean? Was it forever? No, but it was for 11 years. We didn't fight. We didn't argue. We didn't cause drama. We didn't cause pain. You know what I mean? 11 years. It didn't matter. He wasn't in the package that I believed in, or he didn't have the interests that I believed he should have. He was meant to be my husband, and that's it. Thanks for being here, Fang Mistas. I realize you're probably already gone, but just shout out thank you so much. Yeah, organic stress balls. No way. Salt and Soul Boutique. S-A-L-T and Soul, S-O-L-E. Oh, that's so cool. Cool name. Exactly, Eddie. Oh my God, dude, that's so important. It's still okay to set boundaries, even in another person's house. We have a right to our personal boundaries. And that doesn't just mean property. It doesn't just mean property. Property. It's verbally how we're treated and how our private space to be left alone. Exactly, Eddie. And It's fucking hard to be authentic. It does not come with like a badge of honor. You don't get treated better because you're authentic. You know what I mean? You don't. The more that you stand up and kindly say things, the less amazing sometimes things are, right? Because nobody wants to be told, you can't speak that way in front of me or my child, right? Nobody wants to be told, I really don't want to visit you again right now because of how I feel when I'm at your house, right? People think that they are so kind, they're so amazing, and they don't want to be told that, you know, the energy that you bring into my life actually makes my stomach sick, right? That's the truth. You don't make me sick because I'm just saying an expression. You make my tummy hurt, right? That's just how basic it is. When you're meant to be in timelines with people, you got shivers, you giggle, you're fucking happy. You can dip into talking about things that are horrifying, but you still feel safe. And when you're not in your highest and best timeline, your body reacts now. You can't bypass it. You can't. Yeah, Dr. E, I told my best friend it was weak to comply in life. Yeah, Heidi, they do not speak our language. Beautiful, Heidi. I just spoke up for about an hour and I can't speak about it here, but it was liberation. Yeah. Yeah, Doctor, you can pick friends and not family. And if your family doesn't feel like friends, that's where the ick is, eh? If you wouldn't choose, and if it doesn't make you feel good, if you don't feel empowered and beautiful and amazing when you're with people, what are you doing there? Right? It's like me. I was gone for 4 days this time in the bush, and the first night I was gone, it's not because I was not comfortable where I was, but it's like, I know Matrix Man has started his live stream. I grabbed a phone and there he is, and it's like, oh my god, I miss you guys, right? And then the second night is like, oh my god, I really fucking miss you guys. You know, like, I chose to go and be part of a reality somewhere where, like, it's just, it's for my greater good to put aside Soul Tribe and being a part of the vids and being a part of the comments and being a part of the live streams. But my heart still knows exactly what I miss and what feels good. Right? I freaking love the anticipation of Matt, who pisses people off, of I'm going to start a live stream soon, but you don't know when. And people either are chatting or not. But then when him and like whoever it is in the moment, it's usually Dean, Alex, and Bam, right? But usually, two or the four of them is what I'm, you know what I mean? But that's also, it's a habit that I have that I love. And the day that I don't love it, I won't be there the same way, or they won't be there the same way. This won't sustain itself forever. It'll be other people merging as well, or, you know what I mean? There will be eventual changes to it. But that vibe of the dudes and how it feels good to me. It's pure. It feels good. You know, I enjoy it. Other people, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. But that's what it feels like when you just, like, you want to be a part of it. It feels good. Yes, Karen. No one's perfect. And we all have a skeleton, so to speak. And the older you get, the more you can relate with people, and instead of getting angry, you actually understand. Exactly, Karen. When you've seen so much of the background, the puppet show, when you've lived everything or almost everything you ever judged, it's really hard to get mad at other people or judge them because you've lived it and you just want what's best for the greater good of the all. Ow. Genevieve, I'm really enjoying your alpha frequency to tell the upper echelons editors to fuck off. You totally rock, sister. Thank you. Love you, dude. Oh my gosh, Heidi, that's so beautiful. Thank you for writing it out. Don't tell others what they aren't. Tell them what they are. Yeah. or focus on the positive. You know what I mean? If you focus on the positive for somebody who's always being told negative things, imagine the difference. So nobody's perfect, and nobody might ever have the exact same thoughts that you have, the exact same ideas. But if you allow for other people's perspective and you respect them, you don't feel those yucky things, right? To see the good, the awe and wonder in everyone, even if they're mad. Even if somebody's fucking pissed mad, treating you like a piece of shit, guess what? Instead of thinking like, oh, this person's mean, this person's attacking me. Like, why? Why would this person do this to me? Because they are like so fucking wounded right now that they would rather bully me, be mean to me, say nasty shit to me than to see what's inside of them that makes them feel that way. And they need the sounding board. Do you just sit there and take it? Well, no, but you don't have to attack. You can say exactly what you see, what you feel in the moment, and let it go. That's it. People want to perpetuate the cycle of anger, right? If you stop that cycle, then you're not a part of it. Boom, boom, on to the next one. You want to go be pissed off at somebody else? Go ahead. Right? How many people you need to go through before you realize it's yourself you're mad at? You're not mad at me. You're mad at yourself. Yes, Karen, the mirror.
Can I use some of that cheese?
Of course. Which cheese? The brie?
Yeah.
I'm not so sure about that. Give me a second.
Okay.
I'm a little bit behind, but I do need to move around. I've been on for a while. And I'm gonna go check my cheese. Oh my god. Okay, well, if you're going to take this cheese, then you're only allowed this much right here.
Yeah.
Okay? And make sure you wrap it good. If you're not sure if you wrapped up good, then tell me.
Yes.
I will. Swear on my back. No, your spelling is fine, Heidi. It's fine. Oh, Heidi, that's beautiful. I feel so happy, so joyful, so grateful. Yeah, me too. That's the new moon energy that I have as well. Same. Same. Focusing on the good, right? Yeah, Eddie. It's a good thing what Lily Rose sees as an example for when she gets older and drives. Yeah. And the couple times that I've been driving and went to grab the phone to just like, I'll just look at it for a second. Like, she stops me and it's like, I'm sorry, you're right. Like, what the fuck? Like, right? Pull over. That's it. Yeah. And that's just it, Eddie. It is, I am the only example for her in her life path. And so, yeah. You know what I mean? It's like Amy used to always be very angry at me. She would ask me something when we lived on a resort, especially a resort. I make it sound way fancier, but especially in the summer, there was one night a week on Wednesday that at 7 o'clock there was music on the beach every Wednesday. And so often, not every week, every time, but I would drink. So I would open a bottle of wine around 5:30, 6 o'clock or whatever, something. And then I would have a sip, and Amy would come and ask me, can we go get this or can we do this before the show starts? And it's like, no. And she'd be like, why? I saw you. You just opened your bottle of wine, Mom. I know you just poured it. You only had a sip. And it's like, I know. But then the next time you're going to say you've only had a glass. And then, you know what I mean? I'm non-negotiable. If I've had a fucking sip of alcohol, I don't drive. Why? Because once you've driven after one sip, then two, then it becomes three, then it becomes, oh, I've only had a half a glass, then it becomes, oh, I only had one glass and I drank it within an hour and I had food with it. How everybody justifies why drinking and driving is okay, right? Because I drink beer every night. If I have 2 beers, I don't feel it, so it's okay that I do this. And no judgment, go ahead, you follow your own, inner guidance and who you are. But Amy would get very angry and say, and it's like, that's how I am. And that was the thing too, is guess what? We lived like a hop, skip, and a jump, where it was very easy for her to take her butt and walk herself to the store and get the munchies that she wanted. There was no reason for me to do what she needed me to do, and then to try, like, to say, she would guilt me. She was like 16, 17 years old, guilting me and saying, everybody else does it, Mom. You know what I mean? You haven't even had any real wine. You're not even drunk. You just, because she was so mad that I wouldn't do what she wanted me to do when she wanted me to do it. Whoosh, right? Go ahead. You throw your hissy fit, teenager. And that's the same as how adults are, right? Adults didn't grow up to have boundaries and follow their own fucking hearts, so they act the same way. Yeah, Heidi. I only listen to good stuff when I'm in the car. Yeah, for sure. I get it. Yeah, Karen. Withdrawal symptoms. If you're passionate, it's not a job. Exactly. When you're actually making money doing what you love, and you can be there for 10, 12 sustained hours and not even notice that, like, whoa, I guess I should go get some sleep, right? I need to go get some sleep. That's when you know you're doing exactly what you're meant to be doing. Me too, Heidi. I make up songs and I dance when I'm driving. Me too. Sometimes at the light, the car shakes so much that the looks we get is just like, whoop, yeah, we shaking. You gonna do the groceries? Right on, Heidi. Hi, Emoji King. How's everything going, Jack? I love you too, Ellie. I know you're probably gone by now if you were saying goodbye at 4:36. 4:36.
What time
Says
is it right now?
16:45. I just missed 4:44. Yes, Karen. Yeah, honey. It works. Being nice to someone who's mad, it blows their mind. It completely works. Or not reacting and just saying, what you feel in the moment. That's the best thing. But people are not used to that on a certain level, right? They're used to doing what they do and then being treated a certain way. And that's why rewriting the scripts. How do you not bully a bully? We all know how to take somebody down with our sarcasm, how to break them down with our words, how to make somebody feel like shit about what they're doing. But how do we rewire somebody to act a different way without necessarily going for exactly what's going to make them feel like shit? Does it feel like shit to hear the truth? Yeah, the truth hurts sometimes, buddy. Right? But this is the truth that I feel. There's no slander, there's no attack, there's no name calling, there's no cruelty. Can you handle the fucking truth? Who said that, eh? Can you handle the truth? Because guess what? Not everybody's going to agree with you at all times. Can you handle the truth of somebody saying, I don't agree with this. This is why. And blah, blah, blah. Right? If somebody's consistent in who they are, you know what I mean? Like, certain things don't even happen. It's the inconsistency of humans. They say one thing, but they want to be another, but they're not quite here yet. A lot of people be saying they're star seeds, but they're not acting like star seeds. Because if you are mean to somebody, or you say things that you didn't think before you spoke and you hurt somebody, that's a human ego behavior. Star seeds don't hurt each other. Light workers embodying their fullest self don't hurt each other. Being told the truth straight up by somebody who's doing it in the kindest, most gentle way possible is not an attack. Your ego feels attacked because somebody's finally fucking looking you in the eye or telling you straight up what nobody's told you your whole fucking life, maybe. First time ever that you get looked at and called on your behavior. But it's your ego that's hurt. Because starseeds, people who say I'm not from here, I'm from there, guess what? We don't hurt each other up there. That's your human you that you're hanging on to. You can't say I don't belong here, because we all do. We're all like star-seeded light workers somehow, and we don't hurt each other when we're embodying that part of us. Only the ego, the human aspect, wants anybody to feel pain. Because if you've hurt somebody and you are in your star seed light worker embodiment, you will fucking feel the shame. You will know you hurt somebody and you will step up right away. You won't wait. You won't start to play the story in your head. You will fucking step up and speak your truth. You don't allow for people to be hanging in pain when you are embodying love. That's that. That's, you know what I mean? It's not possible. That's why when people want, like, you know, like, oh, there are ships, and when are the ships going to land, and when are we going to see, like, certain frequencies and aliens and beings? If you can't even be nice to your fucking brothers and sisters on this earthly plane, nobody ain't going to show up in your fucking reality, because what would you do? It's not beautiful. And this is where the truest tests of who we are inside. If you can, you know what I mean? What you do in the background that nobody's ever going to know. Do you know every day that you did your best? Or are you able to look at yourself in the mirror and know that every single thing you did was for the greater good of the all and yourself first, or not? Do you know that people are like smiling as they go to bed because you said something nice to them? Or do you know inside that you fucking ripped somebody up and you're sitting there and you still are not going to take accountability for it? You're just going to let them feel that way. Yes, the cheese. The chicken, the cheese. The cheese. The kid is taking the brie. She's making herself a mega snack plate. I'm not sure there's going to be some to share.
If you guys want some, you can have some.
You guys or me?
Both of you guys.
Who's both of us guys? There's only me here.
Everyone that's in the chat and you.
Oh my gosh, Lily's going to share with you guys.
Oh, why did I do that? Ew.
Paradox, grilled cheese bacon pickle.
I had salt on my finger and I licked it. A lot of salt.
Yummy. It's getting close to candy time, Al. Right on. Heidi, Louise Hay wrote a book. I used to have allergies, and she said, allergies, what are you allergic to? And I've removed the energy, and I do not have the allergies anymore. Exactly. Yep. Annie D, I'm allergic to BS. Yeah. Hi, Mary Wins. How are you, sweetie? 1651. How's everything going, Mary? Karen says, has Love Ball been on? Not visually. Love Ball hasn't popped into my streams in a little bit. And I've only seen Love Ball. I can't remember the last time I saw Love Ball. It wasn't... Yeah, she's not super around.
Love Ball might be watching you right now and you just don't know.
I know. That's what I'm kind of... We'll see. She's meant to pop in. She'll be around, that's for sure. Especially when we kind of mention it. Stir up that energy. Love Ball, we love you.
Love the balls.
Paradox Fossils, same. I stop potential road rage with smiles and waves. Yep. I stop potential road rage by leaving well in advance or having zero timeline of when I'm supposed to get somewhere. So I just let people pass. I'll be getting to the coffee shop and there'll be two cars who want to like jut in front of me. And it's like, I just, you know, stand back. Well, not stand back, but I kind of lean back in the driver's seat. Let them go. Right? Just... I don't participate in being in a hurry on the road, and I allow for everybody to just go ahead. If I wanted to be a speed demon and have adrenaline, I will find a way to do it in my reality. And that's it. If we all had respect when we drove, there wouldn't be we wouldn't need so many fucking rules. We wouldn't have so many issues, right? If there's a certain agreed upon speed limit, there's a reason for it, right? Around here, it's country roads and back roads. The reason that it's 80 kilometers an hour is exactly because if a deer comes out, or a moose, or a rabbit, you're fucked if you're going 140. We know because we're scraping people off the fucking highways and closing highways for, 24 to 48 hours at a time because people die on these highways because they're rolling so fast. But guess what? If you're a trucker and you're supposed to be rolling 90, that's what you're supposed to be going. It's, you know what I mean? Otherwise, the ripple effect of you choosing to go a bit faster on any given timeline, you just fucked up your life and a bunch of other people's lives just because you were in a hurry. So it's really hard when people I haven't been sidekick in anybody's vehicle for years. And that's one of the hugest things of, just that thing of if anybody would come into my timelines and drive like the men that I've had in my life before. I allowed, again, when I was in my 30s for somebody in early 40s, for somebody to be in my timelines that didn't drive in a way that was safe for me and the children. And he was always angry all the time. Right? He was always angry all the time. And I would say, what are you mad at? We're going on we're basically on a fucking joyride, just going fucking nowhere fast. Why are we going so fast? If you're driving 120 and passing every fucking car and we're on a drive just to be on a drive, what's the fucking point? We should have stayed home and watched fucking NASCAR. What's the point of being on the drive? You know what I mean? If you're not bringing somebody to the hospital because they're fucking pregnant and dying, why the fuck you going so fast, buddy? Get your rocks off a different way, not in public. Yeah, Karen. Show them kindness. I worked with teenagers. I was a youth worker. And I would prefer the children who were classed as the little bastards. And seeing them now. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. Hey, Revealing the Unknown. How's your day going? 448 retracted message. I can't respond to that. Hi, my best Scorpio. Every cell, everything. Yeah. Every cell of your being aligned with a certain frequency, right? And if you're yin and yanging, I want this, but I'm going to act this way, you're not in, you know what I mean? Every cell is not aligned for one true thing. You're all over the fucking place, right? If you say one day I want this, and then the next day you want that, how are you going to manifest anything? It can't be manifested because you're not aligned with it. Hey, SMS. I see you at the bottom there, dude, but I'm catching up with the comments like usual. How's your day going? I have no clue what you were saying. You said to me yesterday that you were going to live stream for 48 hours. And did your channel disappear? Or do you have a new channel? I don't get it. I couldn't find it. Yeah, Karen, everyone has been hurt. You know what I mean? And that's it's not cold of me to say that everyone has been hurt. We are all equal in that plane. We've all been wounded. And especially the people that you consider evil and narcissist and they have no hope. They've been wounded so much that's why they're like that. Right? It's like the lineage, the DNA, ancestral, since like fucking ever, has never been fucking like just enema, like gone. Like some people right now in this reality where we're at collectively are clearing ancestral DNA for like fucking their whole family because their family's not doing the inner work, and the transmuting of the energy from a whole lineage is being done by one solid fucking person. One. So you can have a family, like, let's just say of like, I don't know. I'm going to just the basic family of 4. A mother and father and 2 kids. And you got only one person in that family doing the inner work. Or imagine this. You have whole families that nobody's doing the fucking inner work, and other people are believing in that family, that lineage, to anchor them here. You know what I mean? It's huge. Yeah, Karen, seeing them now, they usually have been hurt, and you take that 2 minutes out. Exactly. 2 minutes to be kind instead of being mean. Yeah, Karen, instead of getting angry, you understand why, with the joys of the age. Exactly. My best Scorpio, Algo's show was amazing. Also, same points came to light. I'm not sure what you mean by Algo's show. My best Scorpio says, hi, Lily.
Hi.
Hi. Hi. Yeah, Karen, I couldn't not help those kids. I was directed that way, and I'm more than grateful to have had those experiences. Yeah. I only have Love Ball through my YouTube channel. I'm not connected with her anywhere else, but I'm putting that little call out to have a check-in within the next little while. Might sound weird, Karen, but when I throw out, especially when I'm already like streaming and like in the flow of me, my oracle self, like the channeler, when I throw out that like, hey, when you're ready, do a pop-in, we'll get it sooner than later. Doing all right, Mary Wins? He's doing really good. Thanks for asking. Happy new moon. Yeah. My best Scorpio. Animals are the ones who own the speed to protect, etc. Yeah. Karen, my fur baby is sitting across from me, not far away. Right on. I'm caught up to the chat. Look what happens when I catch up. Pull a card. I'm not going to read the details. I think that devotion speaks for itself. That pink energy. Think pink. What does that mean? A little bit of softness never hurts nobody, eh? Actually, it hurts people when we're soft with them when they want us to be hard, but just too bad. Parvati. Me not know so much about Parvati, but if anybody has anything that resonates with that, grab it. Emoji King, you just had to resubscribe. Dude, I saw you had a vid today, Shannon222. 5:01 Eastern Time. I put it in my save to watch later vids because I was like having an exchange of energy with with a friend, Kelly Ryan O'Brien. So this morning we spent a lot of time just exchanging this energy with Kelly that I didn't watch any vids for real. Oh my God, hey y'all, I'm in Missouri. You're freaking happy? Good. Everything's good, Shannon? Ooh, nice. Shannon, I met this wonderful man a year and a half ago. Big crush. Ooh, you crushing it? Oh my gosh, I almost want to say, like, is he close? Is that where he is? Rawr, good for you. And see the timeline too, eh? A year and a half ago. See how it can take wild full circle, guys, right? That's what I was talking about, I don't know, whenever I was babbling about that earlier, right? How sometimes, you know what I mean, it's not straight timeline, things full circle back. What's his name? Just for the sake of it. Just for the sake of it, Shannon. Thanks for the check-in and saying you're doing good. When I saw you had a vid this morning, I was able to put it and watch later because I could feel your energy that, like, thumbs up, right? Doing good. When I was at the cottage a couple days ago, I forget what night it was, but I was, like, outside. We couldn't see the stars. The Milky Way wasn't visible, and I was like, I wonder how it's going with Shannon. Oh, nice, Eddie. What kind of craft, if you don't mind coming back to the phone and saying so? My back bar, guys. It was fine. And then this morning I got hit by an energies out of nowhere and the back just came back. So it was weird. Yesterday I was feeling like this. I got home. I lied down. I was in Matrix Man's stream last night and I went to bed. I was fine. I woke up for hours in the night off and on. My back was fine. And then after being slammed with a certain energy this morning, it was like, oh, right to the back. You ever have that happen where pain comes out of nowhere, like you're just being stabbed in the back? It's that exact feeling. Ooh, nice. Parvati means daughter of the mountain. Thank you. I appreciate that, Paradox Fossils. Daughter of the mountain. Love it. Shannon, now I'm falling in love and I'm living with him. Yeah, Missouri near St. Louis. Oh my God. Shannon, that is so parallel to a timeline that I've lived before. Thank you for writing it out. I honor you for sharing your journey with us. It's incredible how much you've shared since you've come into my timelines, Shannon. First of all, that has a parallel to mine, and just how authentic you are. You show up. Shannon says his wife passed and she came to him 2 weeks ago and she told him it's time to find love again. So here I am. She visited him in a dream and his name is Scott. Thank you. Scott is such a huge sink. Thank you. Like a safe Scott. Like Scotland. Double T's. Yeah. For myself, it was my ex, his partner had passed 3 years before, and we spent a whole summer where I worked in a certain place and he came and did certain things on the property, doing the look, whatever, like business wise, you know what I mean, talking to him and stuff. And it's when he had a flash of her saying, and within his reality also opening an email that said, you know, life's meant to be lived. What's happened in the past is not meant to define you of hiding your heart. It's meant to help you embrace and live a better and your bestest timelines. So she had come to him and, you know, to say that I was coming, plus the children as well. I fell in love with the children, and, you know, we were meant to be a unit for the time that we were. But thanks for sharing that, Shannon. A lot of people are having the vision dreams, the prophecy dreams, the prophetic dreams for their timelines. And, you know, people either step up and embody them or they don't, right? Like, I mean, everything is in everybody's favor right now for an open heart and to be gifted the bestest timelines. They just have to step into them, right? So it's personal choices to go against your own life plan and resist what you actually want. So the most common phenomenon is people like saying, you know, like, I don't need anybody. Meanwhile, they do. They do, because otherwise they wouldn't be here. They wouldn't still be, you know what I mean? Shannon and Scott, I'm shitting puppies, girl. I swear. Little chihuahuas are like fucking everywhere right now. Scott, tears, we love you. I thank you for sharing. Scott and Shannon in Missouri. Scott and Shannon in Missouri. That's like a fucking country song or something. Yeah, Michelle, Pinky Lee. Boom. The white horse. Lily's got a white... This one's kind of grayish, but Lily's got a white horse. She named it in her game yesterday. She named it Zero.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was a beautiful name.
I didn't sew it.
Shannon 222. He's Scottish Irish, just like you. That's awesome.
I'll sew it to you guys.
Road trip Betty. It's not really a craft as much as it is crafty. I'm trying to put some magnets on the back of a remote control neatly. Cool. Did you try putting the magnets to your heart space, Eddie, to see if they stick? Like, try over your shirt even, but under your shirt, usually under your shirt, but to see if the magnets stick to your heart space. Shannon 222, happy tears. Thank you all for being with me on this journey. Yeah. Do you feel like home, Shannon? Because I've been with you on this journey since like spring, late winter, and you've done a lot. You've been a lot of places. Does it feel like home?
I'm going to show 0. 0. This is 0.
Oh, he's so pretty. And look the blue. Oh my god, he almost looks like, seriously.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the blue saddle, but you have to open the boxes to get saddles, and it's really rare, so before I can get the full set, this can be it. Yeah.
33, horse spirit, freedom is yours. 33369. Shannon 222. It feels like home, yes, yes, yes. And I feel like I have his wife's blessing from heaven. Yes. And one of the most strongest and powerful things that I used to do is when I would have my first coffee, when my ex, but my partner at the time, when Chris would go to work, I would sit and I would talk with Sherry for hours on end sometimes in my heart space. You know what I mean? I would sit, and she never lived in the house that we lived in together. She passed away in their other house, so they moved not long after because they tried to live where they were living, him and the children, but the children found her after work, after school. So it was just too traumatic for them to stay in the same home, and they moved. And so she had never lived where we lived as a family, and I would sit and have my coffee and just talk to her. And you know what I mean? Like, she was a part of me, and it's because Chris started to just not feel comfortable anymore with certain things. Let's just say the certain alcoholic tendencies took over, his shadow aspect and his ego aspect, because the harmony of how I loved her and how I was connected with her surpassed like matrix perspective based of what love is, right? And to be thankful that she had guided me to him through the children and her. But it's really, it's huge. And yes, our ancestors, our loved ones, are working in our best favor to help guide us to the people who are meant for us. So when people hang on to wounds and say, like, you know, I will never love again because somebody passed away in my life, it's like they're all knocking you on the fucking head with sinks, with stuff of telling you exactly what you know, your potential timelines are, and you're the one that's in resistance to them because you'd rather hang on to pain when nobody up above, or, you know what I mean, no one that's transitioned is actually sitting there going, that motherfucker better not sleep with nobody but me, motherfucker. Right? No. We already have, when we transition, we are there supporting our loved ones in order for them to find the most best, highest timeline. And it was all planned since ever that, you know, certain body would only be here a certain amount of time. They knew they're gone, but they're still there and working in your best favor to manifest your best life. So, you know, it's so multi-layered. Parvati is your favorite, Michelle? Oh, right on. I'm more Kali. I'm Kali and Artemis. Yeah, Shannon, I can imagine in shock, eh? Happening so fast, right? But that's the thing. When people start to really open their heart space, follow their heart, it's like this. It's the blink of an eye from a whole life just changed like this. Why? Because he allowed himself to believe in the dream and to say, like, yeah, you know, open that space up and to allow you in. And the more that you actually have contact and you keep that contact alive, that you don't start to see her picture, or you meet a friend that's going to tell you a story about his, you know, his partner that's passed, and that you're going to see it as in your best favor, amazing. Even if sometimes people will come into your life of being like, that some people might need for you to earn that space beside Scott because they'd never seen him with somebody in so long. And your authenticity is going to make it that it's like, well, I don't need to earn it. I already here, but you're going to love me at some point because this is just what's meant to be, right? You don't need to prove anything to anybody, even if they think you do. Yeah, I'm glad you had that fun, crazy adventure getting to where you were going, eh? So fucking proud of you, Shannon. You're everything that I said, that once you open your heart space, like everything of a certain timeline, you know what I mean? And that, you know, like the shock of when you stepped into your first timeline, you're supposed to be in Arizona, right? And it was like, nope, that didn't work out, you know, and like, just the allowing. It's huge. Hi, Amy McFarland. How are you doing? Paradox. The future is now the past, has been seen in the beginning, and the end is a never-ending dream. Yeah. Dude, Shannon, I just got here yesterday, and I went to work with him today, and he's working on Shannon Street. Don't tell me that's not a sign. Yep. Wow. Oh, that's why the construction stopped. It's like 5:15 almost. Yeah, goosebumps for sure, eh, Michelle? Yeah. Emoji King, crazy synchronicities today. Boom. That's why you were there, to be in her energy field of what she, yeah. Shannon, his wife's favorite places was Florida, and I'm glad I got to go to Florida. That's why you were able to, I love it. And you understand, eh? You have been talking with her in your head? Exactly. Yep. It's real, baby girl. It really is. Oh, you're talking about tiny little magnets. Right on, Eddie. Thanks for specifying. Yeah, Shannon. Oh my God. Scott's recently big ex-drinker. Third DUI, and he had to stop. Yep. Shannon, I'm glad I got to have the fun, crazy adventures. Yep. And you prove to yourself to a point, like your independence, that unfuckable withness of the woman that will travel alone and do it all alone. Because it's like I told you one time, like, don't hesitate to reach out and say, like, it's fucking scary. I know grown men who can say, well, I'll go into the bush alone. But guess what? They don't, Shannon. They don't. Or they've lived one adventure in their whole life where they went alone and did something. And so they tell that story as if they really would have the faith in themselves to be alone in the woods. And they don't. Right? They, you know, like, does that mean everybody's like that? No. But often, and what I know for sure is when 2019, when I took off with Lily and we sold all our stuff and we was road tripping and camping and meeting people, and grown men and women were shocked that we just were doing that alone. And, you know, like, it was more, women were shocked because, like, they just never considered to do that themselves. They need the man. But men were shocked because most men would say, I've never been camping by myself. Right? I've never been camping by myself. It's really great if you camped your whole fucking life with your whole family and with your friends and, or, you know, places. But when you're the only one to pitch a tent in the middle of fucking nowhere, alone, it's a whole other level. And, you know what I mean? Not everybody can surpass the feeling, or they won't tell the truth that, yeah, they were there alone in their tent, but they had a fucking gun, or they had like all their fucking shit, and they stayed up all night. Because when you're alone at night in the middle of the woods or on the side of a highway or near, you know, a rural area, every fucking noise becomes amplified after dark. So they don't tell the truth that they didn't sleep like a baby all night long. And I know this because I've actually had grown, risen, embodied men talk to me one-on-one and tell me the truth. Right? So I'm a little Canadian. We don't have handguns here. But I've spoken to ex-military dudes who in their, like they say, the fucking gun is right beside me. It's fucking ready to go. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, we don't even have guns in Canada. And if I did, it certainly wouldn't be next to me. And it's like, oh, that's the only way I can sleep. If my gun is there. Okay, buddy. Right? Okay. Whole other level when you're just a little mom and a little kid. And you're like, wee, I feel safe here. I'm gonna camp here. Paradox, really? Missouri has so many different kinds of landscapes? Ah, AUE. Hey, Trippies. Florida's the first thing I heard. You came in as I was saying Florida. How did it go today? Trippy, much love. Back from the pool? Right on. Me so happy for you guys. Yeah. I'm glad you guys are having fun. Trippy. I truly do love you all. I know, dude. Me feels that. Me knows because even if I say certain things, you always come back. Right? So, just, you always come back. You're consistent. And that's what love does. Love comes back even if it doesn't agree with every fucking thing that comes out of my mouth. If I've been talking for 4 hours and you listened to me for 1, do you really think you have to agree with everything I said for an hour? Right? But the consistency of love comes back. It comes back. It's there. It's constant. It's real. Shannon, Missouri's full of mountains and caves and deers everywhere. Hi, Kiki. Speaking of consistency of love, Kirsten. Exactly. That's it. Right? Loves you, sweetie. Aoe, I love being alone in the woods. Yeah. People say they do, but they really don't embody that. They don't do that. They just say that they do. Right? And I'm not... It's... Right? And how do you know if somebody does? If you're working at like a job all the time and then you have 2 days off, even if your body can barely move, where are you going to go for like at least 2 hours or all of that time? You're going to fuck off into the woods. If you had no access to the woods for a week, a month, a year, where's the first thing you go when you have the time? Does it mean you have to sleep there? No, but it means you're going to take the time to go there. You know what I mean? You're not just going to talk about that in, you know, a certain amount of time in your life, you're going to plan a trip. You don't plan it, you just go. You don't have to stay, but you go, right? You can't just talk about things and then think that you actually embodied them. You manifest it, you do it. You say what you mean and you mean what you say and you actually do it. You've done it. And it really doesn't matter what you did 20 years ago, even if you did spend a lot of time doing stuff, would you do it now? Are you doing it now? Right? It's just, same here, Shannon, exactly. Shannon 222, people kept saying how strong I was. Me too. I didn't even realize, you know what I mean, until we were a sustained amount of time where I really started to look around just when we did choose, because I did choose campgrounds, you know, not always all the time, but there wasn't always a place that felt like, yeah, I'm just going to pitch a tent here and feel safe. I was guided to a campground. But when you walk through a campground to get to the, you know, to get to the bathroom, to go take that one shower a week or whatever, or to just, you know, get to the beach or to get to something, and you look around a campground, there's no feminine by themselves, and there's no feminine with a child alone. It's all families and groups, right? It's all families and groups. There is no single moms with another kid to mirror what you're doing for months at a time. And you know what I mean? Like for months at a time, no mirror of what you're actually doing. You're the only one. Exactly. Paradox. When you're alone with no one else for distraction, you are far more aware of the spiritual beings in the woods. Exactly. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And it scares the shit out of you at first because there's noises you don't recognize. They come like right when you're at the calmest. You actually can hear certain things. You can actually feel something come near you, but you can't see it. It's so huge, right? It's so huge. Mary, thank you. Me loves you. Yeah, Kiki. I have my pocket knife. Same. And the pocket knife is usually to cut cheese, cut bread, and stuff like that. Had my machete. I thought that was going to be for cutting kindling, but a machete, not wood that's not dry, don't make great kindling. I got a hair that's coming out of nowhere. $5. Yeah. Yeah, I get it. Trippy. Infantryman here. I sleep on my 249 all the time. It's so comfortable for me. I'm not sure what a 249 is. Is that an infantry term or a camping term? Because I don't know what 249 is. Help me out here. What's a 249? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That equals to 6. Yeah, Shannon. I hugged the trees and sung to the trees and healed my heart and released a lot of the tears. Trippy, doing great. I make my own moods. I've missed y'all on my vacation. Yeah. It's funny because just before I said the Florida thing, I was saying how good it is to kind of get away for a couple days, like the way that I've been doing. And then so I'm like, I can't wait to get back. I'm like really like, ah, right? This morning I was going to start at a certain time. And then I was like, oh, just enjoy the construction sound in the back because they was loud. They had some machinery I'd never even seen do stuff in real life yet. You know what I mean? Like, So, and I was like, whoa, that's kind of loud. And then we had a pop in of a soul daughter, just boom, come over for no reason, just for fun. So that was pretty cool. And then I was just like, oh man, I want to put it off to get Michelle Lee kind of free. And I did. She came in not long after. So I even said to Lily, I was like, I'm going live. I'm not sure what's going to happen if I'm meant to be there or not. I miss it, but you know, we'll see. My best Scorpio, yeah. The preconceived of what each person does for themselves. But that's the thing, my best Scorpio. People think that they're loving But if somebody looks at you and says you're not really nice and loving, like, then who's right? The person who's saying I'm a loving person, or the person who's looking at you saying like, no, you're not very loving, right? You can tell somebody, I'm your friend, I'm here for you, but are they really there for you? Are they your friend? Because anybody can say I'm your friend, especially just with the tribe stuff. Like, everybody can say I'm your brother or sister, but do they act like it? Do they embody it? Can you text that person in the middle of the fucking night when you are in like your fucking like whoa and know that they're going to answer, or are they going to avoid it for a week? Pretend, mark as unread. I love those fucking buttons, eh? You mark as unread. You keep marking that as unread, right? We know you're looking at your device all the fucking time, but you're going to mark that as unread because you're not there for somebody in the moment when they actually fucking need you, but you're going to step back in when everything's whatever. You can say you're a friend to somebody, but if somebody can't look you in the eye and say, yes, you are, right? You can say your brother and sister and fam, but unless you act like it, right? And that's the thing, is you will be called on it because we're here to be authentic. So if you're not acting like that, you will be told now, right? Just not like high school and like your little fake life that you just left or that you're still in, where you can have 5 co-workers and you all pretend to like each other. And then when you get home, you're telling everybody what a fucking cocksucker you work with, right? Because that's the way people are. They don't like the person they work with. They call them names. They say bad stuff about them. And then they go to work the next day and they're all smiles and everything's fine. Instead of saying like, you know what? You're a real fucking cocksucker. Sometimes like the way you talk makes me want to puke. I look at you eat and I go home and I make my kids eat better because I can't stand fucking look at you eat anymore. You know, like, tell the fucking truth. Because guess what's going to happen? Like, what the fuck, right? People are so used to saying what they say, but then not embodying it, that they're shocked when we're here to re-embody it. AOE. Love is compassion with understanding. If you don't understand or have compassion, you can't love. It's only words you say to make us feel better. Boom. On that note, he says goodbye. Have a good day. Love y'all. Gotta go. You just nailed it. Love is compassion with understanding. Doesn't mean you always understand, but that compassion's always there. If you don't understand or have compassion, you can't love. If you don't love yourself, you can say you love everybody, but you don't. Because you don't love yourself. So you're always going to be attacking, blaming, wanting somebody else to be responsible for what you feel. Right? Because even if somebody's mean to me, that person did not make me feel a certain way. I allowed myself to feel a certain way because of what was said. But if I am from a bird's eye view perspective, seeing what's said and like, whoosh, okay, that's what you think. That's how you're going to act. It doesn't have to hurt me. Right? If somebody's mean to you, it doesn't have to hurt you. That's a choice. If somebody is cruel to you, do you believe what they say? If somebody's calling you names, why would you be mad? Unless there's a part of you that's triggered because of the name they're calling you. Right? I've been called every single thing you can imagine. I'm shocked when people come up with something new. Right? What was the word? Oh, yes. I know I've made fun of this before, but I'm gonna use it again. I was called a tyrant in the spring or in the winter by someone, and I was like, whoa, that's so new. Thank you. A tyrant. I'm a tyrant. I'm a tyrant. I'm such a tyrant. Right? Like, whoa. I was like blown away by the new term because I've been called everything else. Go ahead. Like, it doesn't affect you unless you feel and you want to feel, you allow for that feeling. Does it mean it doesn't hurt? Yeah, but are you going to like grab that hurt and make it yours? Yes or no? It's a choice. Yes, paradox fossils. Some forest rangers have to spend weeks alone in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. And I totally believe for certain people that do certain jobs that if they can't be alone in the middle of nowhere, they shouldn't even be able to have that job. Right? Certain things in this society, if you can't prove you can, like, you know what I mean? If you can't prove you can embody what you're doing, then you shouldn't be there. right? Love you too, Eddie. Yeah, Eddie, it is obvious. I truly love the silence and being alone in the woods and hearing the nature, but I guess that's obvious. Yeah. Kiki, yeah, the noises my tent makes in the wind scare me late at night on my own. Yup, that's a whole other level of harnessing yourself, Kiki, and the feeling that, because when the wind is, even if it's just a little slight noise, or if like the trees near you are making a slight noise, then that throws off your radar of what's farther. So that was one of the hardest things for me to adapt to, is like, oh, the first night we're camping and it's clear weather, there's no wind. So it's like, fall asleep. But then the next night, that when that little flappy part of the tent and then the trees rubbing, and then it's like my radar of what could be coming from farther is gone. It's been taken away because the immediate element beside and all around me is wind. So I can't even tell if somebody's driving up near my tent. Right? I was camped somewhere in August of 2019. It was one of the last real spots we camped. And at one point, Lily was sleeping and a car came and turned where I was. And I was like lying there and I was like, oh, no, you don't. Inside of me, I was like, oh, no, you don't. You see there's a big fucking yellow tent here. You either turn the fuck around now or I'm going to be stepping out of that tent to go like see you at your car and say like, what do you want? And this is what I'm saying in my head, right? To not be scared, to not start to build up fantasies of what's coming and who's coming. And that's exactly what happened. I manifested that I wanted the car to realize like, hey, we're probably going to go, let's go smoke a joint down that road or whatever it was. Because who the fuck goes for a drive at midnight? Right? Who goes for a drive at midnight? And that's what happened, is the car turned. But then for like 10-15 minutes, I'm like, yeah, any fucking dickhead could like start that car, turn around and go park a little bit and then walk here. And that's when the mind monkey, right, starts to make scenarios of these fucking movies you've seen and this stuff and this fear projected like from the beginning of time for women to not want to be alone and not feel safe alone. And then so the mind monkey is like making up stories and it's like, you be quiet. Not my circus, not my monkey. If I start to hear something else, then I'll worry about it. And then that's when you ask your tummy, right? Your tummy is like, is there a reason I should be afraid? And your stomach's like, could you just go back to sleep? Just go back to sleep. And so you allow yourself to just go back to sleep. But it's a whole other level, like saying it and then doing it, right, Kirsten? You get it. You get it. Right? When you got the perfect elements around you, no other noise, but then when you have noise. Or if you were at a campground and there's people all around and then all of a sudden, like there's no campers in your immediate spot and you're the only one and then there's just farther off noise. How that feels, like how it just changes, the sounds around you. Mary, yeah, exactly. Being in the woods during the day is awesome. But I haven't done the nighttime in a long time. Exactly. And you might never per se, Mary, because why? Right? Is that a part of your journey? Is that a part of what you need to do for yourself? Well, no. You got your backyard, you lift your head up and you look at what you want. And that's it. Right? Yeah, Shannon, some people don't know how to take any criticism well, whether it be constructive or not. Yeah, Shannon. Self-love is true love. Because self don't allow for certain things. Right? Self don't allow for certain things. Mary, thanks for being real. It's fun. It is, isn't it? Michelle, I just got notified you uploaded. You are exactly everywhere. I love you. The horse, bam, 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 freedom is yours, 33, 3 and 3 is 6, 3, 6, 9. Boom! I just lifted the card up, Triple B. Came up at the second time I lifted up the 33. You got any horse energy around you, Triple B Farms? Whoop, whoop. Woo. My best Scorpio, it makes us realize how wise the creatures are that have the sense of their environment. Yeah. Yeah. It makes us realize how programmed we are to be afraid of sounds, of nature, right? One of the funniest, but I don't know, funny, when we were in Cape Breton, I met a dude, an older gentleman, who was talking to me, and he's like, where are you heading next? I was like, oh, we're heading towards the Highlands. And he's like, how much time are you going to spend there? I was like, I'm really not sure. I'm just kind of going on the fly. I don't know. I don't know. And he looks at me, he looks me up and down, and he says, did you know a local woman got eaten by a coyote here a couple years ago? Look, well, no. Nope. I was like, okay. And he's like, doesn't that scare you? And I was like, well, no, not really, because if really it happens that I get ate or even bit or anything by a coyote, I'm gonna be on the news, and that will make my family, like, get their 15 minutes of fame, right? Because I'm dead because of coyote in Cape Breton. It would make for an awesome news story, right? Cape Breton. I'm single mom and child enter Cape Breton and get eaten by coyotes. Oh yeah, baby. You know what I mean? When I came out, and I full circled, and I ended up back where I was, because that's where I was meant to stay for 7 days. And I saw him when I grabbed a coffee, like a couple days after I had met him, and he told me that. So I looked at him and I was like, do you remember me? You told me when I went into the Highlands that I probably wouldn't survive, that a coyote would eat me, but I came out alive. And he starts laughing. He's like, I tell everybody that story. He's like, I know you do, but only some people actually get scared, right? Oh, Trace B, meet me on the wild side. Yes. Call of the wild. How's it going, Trace B? My battery's at 13. Feminine. Karen, you're still there? You got one call after another? Yeah. Karen, as long as you're not hurting another or hurting anything, everyone to their own. Exactly. But that's the thing. You know what I mean? Like, we all hurt people unintentionally without even realizing it. At some point, right? When you know better, you do better. Yeah, it's important to feel safe, right, Mary? I lived in rural North Illinois. In southern Wisconsin, I camped out all the time. I felt safe where I was. Exactly. So it's the same for me. In 2019, I was guided to go on like this mystery adventure of not kind of knowing where I was going to end up and how I was going to get there and where I was going to stop. And it was amazing. It was one of the most beautiful things I've ever done for myself. And right now, within this reality of 2021, me was not guided to do that. Not at all. Right? It is not in my best favor. There is no higher guidance saying, hey, Mama Bear, get in the car and drive across Canada alone with your kid right now. No. No. Who in their fucking right mind would tell somebody to drive across fucking Canada right now in certain circumstances of what's going on? Especially like Thunder Bay area where people are very angry about certain things. I might not look Métis, and doesn't matter, right? But in general, people are angry across Canada right now for a lot of stuff. It is not, nothing inside of me said all summer, just go camp randomly with Lily Rose. In fact, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go here. Like, boom, like 2 hours away, I'm gonna park the tent, we're just gonna stay there for a few days. And I'm talking to myself, right? And my higher self is like, nope. But no. Okay. And then boom, something would happen in my reality that would say like, holy shit, I'm in a city surrounded by fucking people. And then these experiences when I kind of go against or get guided to places of how fucking like woo people are right now. Why would I feel safe unless I'm totally guided, right? So when we went to Manitoulin, everything said, go, green light, go, get your butts over to Manitoulin Island, mom and baby girl, it's time. When it was time to come back, it was time to come back. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing inside of me right now saying, do this, do that. Every time I tried to say, like, oh, I could just go up. Ixnay. No, 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 no. Higher guidance says no. Right? So. No way. He's a Cappy. What date? I'm a Cappy too. Lily Rose too. You were listening while you're grocery shopping? Or aren't you glad I wasn't talking about food, Heidi? Oh man, I swear the back is like, oh. Aren't you glad I wasn't talking about food, Heidi? You would have grabbed a bunch of stuff for your cart you didn't need. Karen, I love being in a trailer caravan in a storm. The sound of the rain is so calming. Yeah. Shannon, Scott's a Capricorn. Wonder what the date is. Yes, Mary, the universe is watching over us. I completely believe that. That's why it's like even when we're in places that have complete chaos and certain things, when we follow our highest guidance, we're protected. Things don't happen to us, even if the chaos is right outside our door. Right? If you follow and you don't listen to your higher guidance, then it's a different timeline. But if you're following it, yeah, Shannon, exactly. I had my pup while I was on my journey, and that also helped feel safe. Exactly. The radar of the dog energy that would have told you, like, if you're getting somewhere and you're meant to turn around, your dog would have been agitated, acting a different way. If you were meant to be somewhere else, your dog would not have let you stay. Right? Your dog would not have let you stay there because he would have acted in ways that you would have had to listen. You would have had to listen. If you don't choose to listen, that's how you get yourself into a side timeline that, this isn't how I saw everything going. Well, no, you weren't listening when the dog did what he said. You know what I mean? It's the same thing as if you're driving and all of a sudden your dog needs to pee, even if he just peed a half an hour ago. Do you stop and pull over in that moment? Or do you tell your dog, oh, are you going to wait another 5 minutes, buddy? We just stopped. You know what I mean? Like, the dogs don't manipulate you. They don't want to stop because they want to go shopping. There's a reason that they want to stop on a certain lane line. And if you're in tandem with your sidekick, which happens to be your dog, then, you know what I mean? You're in full alignment. The two souls that you are, you and your dog, is guiding you as much as you're guiding your dog. You get it, eh, Scorpio? The dogs. Yeah. 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 Bo does that for me as well. Yes, dogs are better than a gun. Dogs are better than a gun, for sure. In the sense that if you listen to your dog, you won't even be anywhere where you would need the gun because you're already protected from that timeline in a different way, right? So let's say you're in a certain area and your dog like just drags you a certain way or anything, whatever the scenario, you're not there because you know what I mean? Like, you listened. It's the same when we had the shooting outside here in March. I knew that I heard something, but I couldn't, I was being pulled out of sleep, feeling like I was in a fucking movie with silence or guns. But that wasn't possible. In my reality, we don't have that. But then when I looked at the cat who was in a certain position and the way that he was, every single part of my body knew that it didn't matter if my mind is saying it's impossible what you're hearing. So what? And my mind was saying, so what if there's people walking near your window? It's fine. People do that all the time. But my whole body and his whole body was saying, no, it's not fucking fine. It's not fucking fine at all. Get the fuck away from the window. You know what I mean? Same with how I've survived and passed through like the fight or flight, the fucking panic it feels to live in the same place and have people do stuff near my window all the fucking time, all summer. Random people just walking across the fucking, like, because it's open, they decide that they go where they want. But the cat doesn't react. You know what I mean? Or he's just like this. So he's validating that there's somebody there, but his body language is saying, like,
Yeah, it's
we're
not
good.
The same, it's not the same feeling of when the shooting happened.
Exactly. We had another incident here on the 24th of September, so a couple weeks ago, where the cat was different all night long. I was awake most of the night. I knew something was either happening or going to happen, but I had to go to sleep and allow it. And this event nearby, I lived completely differently, where it was like, you know what I mean? I went to sleep, and by the time I woke up, the whole perimeter beside us was locked down. I didn't know, but schools at the time got closed, and you know what I mean? Like, I lived it from in March, having lived something, and then all summer being like fucking terrified it was going to happen again, that by the time it did happen again, all that fight or flight and that fear that I had to work through, it happened again, and I just completely different. I never thought I'd be able to say that out loud after. Like, you can go back into some of my live streams in this, you know, in the beginning of April, and I'm like flipping. And, you know, I gotta get out of here. I gotta fucking get out of here. And you know what I mean? Like, I'll never be able to fucking, like, not think about this. Two. Right? Hey, Alex, you back? How's your day going, Alex? Oh my gosh, pretzels filled with peanut butter. Dude, that's such a sink.
That's what we gave to Amy.
Yeah, we gave that to Amy and Madison,
We didn't like it.
her friend, before they left for Toronto. Pretzels filled with peanut butter.
I literally, it tasted like it was burnt.
Yeah, Mary, a dog is a good buddy to have. Yep, exactly, Shannon. Pup is very talky. He communicates with me 100%. Yep. Aw, Heidi. Gee, I let the feral cats show me on a walk. All is good. Yeah. Huh. Shannon, no. 444 is not good for me. Sign from my guides. Yep. We all have our different inner knowings of our numbers and stuff, eh, Shannon? Me knows. Hey, Jason Tomlinson. How are you? Welcome. Where did I see you? Was it in Kimba's live stream? I didn't go into many things. Was it in Kimba's live stream that I saw you, Jason, the other day? I can't remember now. I haven't been around and watched much stuff. I'd have to, if I just scrolled in my what I've seen in the last couple days, I remember. You doing good? Right on. You're welcome. Michelle. Hey, Jason. Whoop whoop. Welcome. Shannon, cats got here from a different planet. LOL, they are crazy, but I love them very much. Me too. No way. My best Scorpio. They're doing fireworks at the moment here in Galloway. That's so cool.
We've had a few times. Even last month, we had fireworks just randomly going off.
Yeah. Dude, I couldn't remember. Thank you. It was at What the Fuck's Ask Squash yesterday. Yeah, exactly. Thanks for reminding me where it was, because I couldn't remember, and it was like I rarely stream bounce. I usually am like, you know, monogamous to one stream, just listening to the one. But after Matman was done last night with the guys, and Kimba was there, I went into Kimba's, but then I was in Jackie Fox's, and then I was like in What the Fuck Squash too. So I was like Trinity bouncing around, like boom, 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 boom. Either when the subject stopped or whatever, or when the comments just like I wasn't a part of them, I would bounce around, bouncing around the streams. Which, like I said, is really rare. Like, I just usually am like one stream. Yeah, special, different kind of ringing in the ear as well, Alex. Alexander Gandashaman, 548. Anybody wake up with ringing in the ear? Yes. And it was a type of ringing where it was more like it was ringing, and then the ringing just, I just smacked my glasses with my, oh my God. It was like the ringing just stopped. I don't know if that makes sense. Jason, your ears ring often? Shannon, a right ringing means something good is about to happen, and then the left ear ringing means pay attention, and depending on how loud the ringing is, how important. Yeah. And I would always say like that's for you and for anyone to make sure of their own discernment, because other people, it could be the opposite, just so that we don't listen to what everybody else says. And I know that's like, what? But if you think everything's the same, but you feel differently, then only you can know, right? That's why we're all rigged a little differently sometimes. It's like that thing of, I need salt to survive. And I speak to many people who know of salt, who grasp this. But there are other people who it's the opposite. And we can't convince somebody that they don't need or that they do need salt. Only they can know, right? Only they can know. But just we all sometimes are just separated in certain things that are different, so that we're not just following the herd of everybody's got this and so I got this as well. A lot of things that are for me is the opposite of whatever is ever said in spiritual woke new age community, or the way that I get very frustrated when people want to have a big drama around grounding, right? So they make people feel bad if they don't do certain things to ground. But it's like, nobody, you don't get to decide how people choose and what they need to ground. You don't need to imagine an anchor coming out of your bottom chakras and going and joining the earth. Could that be your tool? Yeah, but it doesn't mean everybody. And one of the things about like when people say, like, a lot of people think I cannot meditate. And then you ask, well, can you stare off into space doing nothing? Oh yeah, I daydream, and then I can't, I gotta stop doing that. I'm such a daydreamer. And it's like, well, that's what meditation is. You've been meditating your whole life and you've been told, stop daydreaming, stop looking out the window, stop just look, you know what I mean? But so you've been like whipped the meditation out of you practically, because instead of being proud of yourself that you actually are doing this naturally since a child, it's been like practically like, expelled out of you to think that you're meditating. So one person that sits cross-legged and actually goes like this to meditate and ground and has their techniques, their tools, it's beautiful. It's amazing. But that doesn't mean that I can't sit there and say, boom, I'm grounded. And then that's enough for me, right? I don't need to do a bunch of a ritual. I don't have to visualize myself for an hour in a crystal palace to be grounded, right? Love you too, Michelle. The ringing was in the left. Also, one of the things I do make sure when I have certain ear ringing and certain tone, I say, if this is for the greater good of myself and the all, I accept it. Otherwise, I transmute you to light. Go back to where you're from. So it's not because certain downloads or certain feelings come to me that I just sit there and go like, wee, come to me. I say, if you're not for the best of me and the all, to go. And I don't get mad, right? I don't get angry. I don't get scared. I don't project that an entity or being or something. Don't need to put the words around it. I just, is this for the highest, or not? And if it's not, goodbye. You're not for me, right? It's the same thing as you can be asked on a date a million fucking times by a million fucking people, and you just, no thanks. No. You just go on a fucking date with anybody? No. But, you know what I mean? Like, it's okay to say no to downloads. It's okay to say no to certain frequencies passing by. You don't have to And sometimes that's the kicker of like somebody who's going batshit and saying like, I can't, like this ear ringing is driving me crazy. It's like, well, did you ask if it's good for you? Do you just accepting that it is? Or because maybe it's not. Maybe that's why you feel so like yucky. Because usually for me, when the stuff's coming, it makes me feel good. I feel elevated. I feel like I just like boom, hit another notch, right? Feels good. Karen, I haven't a clue where everyone's at. It's 22:50 in Scotland. Aw, Jason. I know I've seen you before in things and comments and stuff, Jason. Been a sub here for a long time. I don't watch much YouTube these days. Yeah. We go where you're guided and meant to be, especially with the summer, eh? That summer energy doesn't bring forth for everybody the time to be. I know for myself, it's really because I wasn't guided to manifest a different type of summer that I invested and was, dedicated to giving so much energy on YouTube and doing the live streams, right? Because otherwise, I thought I would be off screen all summer and manifesting a different, reality, but that's not what was asked of me by my higher self. 6:02. How the heck is 6:02 p.m. in Aruba for you when it's only 5:51, 5:58 in Canada? That doesn't make sense to me. Unless you're like a half an hour different or something. You getting the different tones, Karen? You're in the same time? Scorpio, right on. Yes, Shannon. That's important. The Schumann resonance can also cause the ear ringing as well. Yeah. Hey, Singe. You back? No. Karen, I'm not sure, but if you hear me say this out loud, then you'll know. Karen says I got, at 5:53, it says for me, I got 2 phone calls. I don't know if I'm at the right part of the stream or if I'm rereading the comments to see where we all are. I know, especially with me that's late in the streams. Right? Jason, nice. City planners look for 2 sources for a city site, water and salt. Resources, sources, yeah, I get it. Yeah, Shannon, everyone is unique, different, and perfect. And yes, Heidi, me loves that. We are our own guru. Yeah. Yeah. We are our own guru, but we go and grab the puzzle pieces and the little things that resonate, right? Because if you're just sitting there saying, I'm my own guru and nobody can ever say nothing that's going to, like, penetrate me, then it's like, nope, you're on a kind of like matrixy kind of like me, myself, and I timeline that can't follow into the 5th dimensional perspective and beyond. My best Scorpio, it's a ringing bowl, heard, and vibration felt in different ways by each person. Yeah. Huh. Singe man, an old Mexican lady told me that ringing in the ear means someone is talking about you in that direction and to bite your tongue to stop them from talking about you. Yep. I completely resonate with that, Singe man. Sometimes our ears are ringing because we know that someone is talking about us, or more than someone's. Especially now. Nothing is hidden and we know. And so, yeah, I'm not sure about the biting my tongue part, if that actually can stop people from talking about me, because people have never really stopped. But the biting my tongue in order for myself to like not feel hurt by it, not be paranoid about it, and not want to even be angry, bite the tongue, right? Not my circus, not my monkey. If other people choose to talk about me, even if I feel it, but that's a hard one right now. right, Singe Man? To be honest, the right now the unsaid is louder than what's actually said. So people who speak to us in our reality, what they're thinking is actually louder than what they're saying. And it's the same with written word. So if somebody's imprinting you with stuff and they don't even mean it, it's just bullshit, ego, stuff coming out of their wounds, their projections, our heart space recognizes now that none of this is real. This isn't what they really mean. But we can't make other people like step into their highest embodiment of what they want to say versus what they're actually saying. Does that make sense? But our heart knows now, whether it's written or whether it's physical in front of us. People can think that they are amazing and, you know, nobody knows what I feel. Nobody knows what I think. Nobody knows me. Okay. We are one and we're all in a collective field, and all you got to do is like open to something and it comes. So, you know, whether people want to believe that or not and think that they are like, I can fantasize, I can think this about that, I can be passing in and out of streams and nobody even knows I'm there. Okay. You keep thinking that, right? You keep thinking that. And honestly, only people who have never done a live stream would ever do those things and think that they're not seen. Or, you know what I mean? Like, I'm talking people, like, not going to name anybody of, like, whatever. But if you are doing live streams for the greater good of the all, and you've been doing them for a while, and, you know, there's no agenda behind your live stream, you're just giving your time away, giving yourself away, no matter what happens in your stream, you know what it feels like when people are passing in and out, whether it be 5, 10, 20, or 100. Right? I've been streaming now for 3 hours and 12 minutes. Usually when I stream for 4 hours, about 100 people pass through my stream, and only between 15 and sometimes up to 30. That's really rare. I'm just kind of pushing it. Actually comment, but that doesn't mean everybody else isn't felt on some sort of level. Right? So, and only those who've done this actually understand, because somebody who's never done this is like, I can walk in and out of where I want and nobody sees me, nobody feels me. And it's like, okay, it's because you never showed up, you never did this before, so you don't get it. That I wouldn't sit here and just tell you that. I'm like, it's more of like, how would I say that? Etiquette of like, we're all in this together, we are one. You don't get to pick and choose when you are one every day. So whether you show up or participate or not, you are still part of the all. Right? The only way to not be showing up is to not be watching our vids, to be completely off YouTube, but that's just it. It's really easy to say like, I'm not watching, but people are watching us even more than they were like 1 month ago, 2 months ago, 1 year ago. And you know, coming in for that, the seeds, the energy, the projection in the back, right? And that's why the feeling of like what it felt like a year and a half ago to like feel people's thoughts in the background and what it feels like now, and how sometimes I think like, oh, I'm unfuckable with, that can't hurt anymore, it can't like shock me, or it can't like do something to my body. And it's like, you know, yeah, it can, you know, yeah, it can. Five, 5, 5, everything's gonna be all right. When I see 5, 5, 5, it's a backwards 2, 2, 2 and a triple S's to me. Love it. Thank you.
Horse Valley.
Shannon, yeah. I talk to my ET family and I tell them that they are only allowed to mess with my genetics if I can be for my greater good. Yeah. Right on. Scott has had lots of UFO experiences also. Good. Good. I'm glad he's not a complete muggle. Right? And I say that in the most kindest, loving way, but there's a reason you're guided to him, and he's guided to find you, and he has the experiences. I get it. Yeah, Michelle, you're barely watching any YouTube anymore. I'm only going into a certain amount of things. And where I usually am, I stamp my energy. I don't pretend that I don't watch people. You know what I mean? I don't pretend that I don't watch people. If I've been there, you're going to know it somehow. Why? Because why? Everybody else is going to take energy and not give any back. I'm doing the opposite, right? Does that mean I never, ever don't watch a vid and don't comment or don't leave an imprint? It happens, but it's really rare. It's really rare. Because I know what it feels like to be watched and how it feels to not have a clue or to have the clue of exactly who's watching and not even able to say so. All right? So some people, part of my journey for like the last like 6 months, 8 months, a year and a half, and they're just not visible anymore, but they're still here. That's it. They're still here. Love you too, Dustin Brad. How's your day going? Yeah, Mary. And it's on the same note. I feel it when it's not good. Yeah, Karen. This past 2 weeks, I haven't been on much. That's good, sweetie. It's being where we're guided to be, eh? It has to feel good. You know what I mean? It has to feel good. Jason, yeah, I go where grandfather sends me. Michelle says, hey, Jason, how are you in the South? You're from Texas? Right on. I got lots of anchor light bearers in Texas. A lot. Shout out to my Nova, Angie, Astral Being. Haven't seen him around in a long time, but that don't matter. Patton. Anyways, I'm just throwing out names because I know who I'm talking about to just like link that Texas energy to me. Shannon, I'm very bold and demanding. My guides sometimes are like, she's crazy. I'm a foot soldier, a war goddess. Yeah. I'm very easygoing, but I don't talk to my guides, my angels, God, creator, and nature in a way that doesn't really match exactly how I speak in real life. So meaning like I don't name my dragons and I don't name a bunch of stuff. Everything is just my dude, right? Everything for me is just my dude, right? If I'm praying to God, it's like, dude, what the fuck, right? If I'm very angry at being sent so many synchronicities but nothing in real life, I will have a hissy fit and say what I feel. You know what I mean? Like, there's no holding back. You can lie to yourself, you can lie to everybody else, but you can't lie to source. So you speak to source the same way as your authenticity just allows for. That's it. Hey, 1111, you're the 29th like. Is there 29 likes on my video? Oh my gosh, that's almost not possible. Whoa. How many people does it say has passed through, or is that not saying, it's just saying like 9 or 14 or whatever? I'm curious. Eddie says, I'm still here listening, doing some Amazon reviews. How's it going, Anita? Loves you. Trying to catch up to where I was. How's everything going, Anita? The space between, that song, eh? 11:11. Time just goes down. Damn, I've done about 15 months going live. I know, it's crazy, eh? And I've seen in the last couple days, you've got really long live streams. Do you notice, Dean, just how time is just like, it feels like I just started streaming, but meanwhile it's been hours. That's just how accelerated, how it feels good, how it flows, all right? It feels like it's only been a half an hour and I'm like on 320 now already, right? I don't even know how I'm sitting here. My back is like yucky right now. Yeah, Karen. Time seems to be getting faster, as if someone is winding it up. Yeah. Good, Anita. I haven't been on YouTube much, just so much else going on right at the moment. Exactly, Anita. Spot on, eh? Thanks for the wording of it. Anita says, yes, time is getting faster as the frequency raises. Yeah, Anita. I get more of a feeling than a message, too. Sometimes I hear my guides. Boom! Angie, me loves you. Happy new moon, sweetie. 609-369. I come in as you're saying my name. How wild, eh? I love you, Genevieve. I love y'all. Loves you too, baby girl. How's everything? Jason was wrote he was from Texas, and it was like, boom, me saw you, and it was like you and Nova. Just, yeah. Hugging you back, sweetie. Love you, Angie. Witch Moon 73. Thank you, Witch Moon, for saying it. Because that thing, right? When I say things out loud and I only get a certain amount of real validation, right? Where just boom, I'm saying it, somebody says it. Whoa, I came in. I did it earlier with Trippy as well. I was saying Florida as he came back. And he had came in to say hello, and he's on vacation, right? He's not sitting there lurking. He was going to spend time with the family. But in the moment that I said Florida again, he was walking back in. We're pressing the live button again. Thank you, Angie. Thank you for anyone who validates anything that comes out of me instead of like working against me, that you allow me to like feel just like the connection, the power of how synced we are, how we are one. You know what I mean? And the more that we validate others and empower others with what we feel, what we say, and certain things, how much stronger it is for the greater good of the all, right? Seeing me, hearing me say things, and then that realization that like, whoa, I do things the way that Genevieve does too, but I never knew that was what it was, is why I'm here, right? That thing of like the knowing the stuff and how you can see like, is it going to be exactly like me? No, but the little baby reflection that you can grasp while you're here, and it's like, oh man, that's why I love to repeat. It doesn't matter how many times I say it. You do know how to meditate. You naturally do it if you can stare off into space and not be present in the moment. That's what meditation is. Hey, Scully. Dude, you catching me live. That's been a while. How's it going? I've been thinking about you. How's everything going, Scullies? Yeah. My best Scorpio, yeah, Dean. I remember just when I connected with you again, and it felt so familiar. So no time had passed. Yes, it did. And it was a click moment of positive energy. Yeah. Wow, 30 likes. And I just said, like, I don't know, within the last 20 minutes, approximately so many people pass through, and I get from about 10, 15 to 30 likes or people that comment, right? And thank you, because it's been a stream of like a lot of people passing through, and even if it's just to say hi, just popping in, right? Thank you. Anita, you doing good? Been a rocky the last week? Yeah. Yeah, Michelle, winding up the people. And I got Gwen Stefani circa around 2004, 2005. Wind it up. You know, I'm not going to play it in this stream because I'll get whatever. But Gwen Stefani, wind it up. Wind it up. Not everybody knows that song, but it's a cool little beat that makes it wind up. Yeah. That's enough of that. Yes, Witchy, get the broom. You feel like cold turds?
Cold.
Cold turds. Cold turkey?
We had turkey.
It's going well, Scully? Good. Jason, exactly. I grew up thinking I was the only other empath until I actually met others online. Yeah. I didn't even know what the word empath was until, you know what I mean? I just am this. I don't know what I didn't know there was a word for it. I've been working and, harnessing and having the violet flame within me since I was a child. But I didn't realize that, it was a thing or that people knew about this. And I would ask people, like, what colors do you see when you close your eyes? Ever since I'm a kid, it's just a part of me. What colors do you see when you close your eyes? And then people, like, mostly blow me off and there's no colors and blah, 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 blah. But then that association when I would find other indigos who knew what I was talking about when I say, but don't you see the purple? Don't you see the green merging into the purple? You know what I mean? And then sometimes people would light up and be able to, but I didn't have the words for a lot of what I just naturally had inside of me and did until the last, 10 to 15 years. And I would say especially the last 3, because in my Facebook times, we were in, you know what I mean? In my Facebook times, even up till 5-6 years ago, light worker groups were private to not get banned. Right? The word light worker was used as least as possible to not get us censored, because people think censorship is new, that we're just being blasted with this, but it's like, guess what? If you even wrote the word light worker, your account would disappear before, right? So people that would start light worker chats or groups would change the words in order to not get, booted. So, you know what I mean? Yeah, I totally get it, Jason. It's nice seeing everybody together. I love you guys. Witch Moon, y'all, we have the virus. All my immediate family. Wasn't gonna say, but it's been a week. The kiddos are doing well with it. Us ladies, not so much. There it is. Cat's out of the bag. Thanks, Angie, for sharing. And anyone just wanting to send love and healing and not like rawr, right? It's been the 7 days. This is the up cycle. And just, yeah, anybody so wishing to just like send the healing energy towards like Witch Moon and her family. Thank you. Lily Rose just sent you a bunch of healing, Angie. Me not sure if you actually heard that, but that is some powerful mojo Lily Rose just sent.
It's still happening.
She ain't even done yet. You think she done, but she ain't done. May I have the charger that you're... Oh, fuck. That's funny. A little bit of fart energy, Angie, and you're going to be like right as rain, bright as new. I swear. Only Lily could get away with like farting off screen, and that it's like for healing, right? And I say that, but everybody farts. You farty too.
Farty, shawty.
Hey, shorty. It's your fart day. We're gonna party like it's your fart day. I know. I'm just going off now.
And we don't get a birthday.
Turn that down, Lily, please. Don't, Love you guys. Yeah. I'm gonna, I don't know. need for my energy to be at a certain spot for the card pull that I want to do for you, Karen. But I do have some things that I want to say to you that I feel from my heart space. I love you. Karen, my baggage just feels so heavy. Too heavy to give it to others. The shit has really hit the fan this past week. Love you. We don't always have to say the stuff out loud, Karen, or written to have just the energy shared of that feeling that we send to you, right? You don't have to say everything that's happening to receive the energy that we can share. Right? Feel that power of what it feels like, that tribe vibe. Eddie, I love you all. I'm heading out to the meatballs. Ooh, hello. I like to meet the locals here in a little social area. I'm hoping you all have an awesome day. Did you say meatballs?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thanks, Anita. Says old Angie. Sending you healing. You will get through it. Witchmoon says we are all doing the best that we can, utilizing plant-based medicines, taking best care of how we know. Yeah. Thank you, Eddie. Yeah, that Wind It Up song. That Wind It Up song was when I had my restaurant, the first year I had my restaurant, and I would fucking get my girls and my people going with that song, eh? Just all of a sudden. You know when you have your own spot and it's yours and you can do anything you want with the radio? Oh my God. Oh man. Good times. I swear. When I had my restaurant the last year and a half, the song by I'm Yours by Jason Mraz. I heard that song, I'm Yours, before it actually came out on the radio where I lived. So I was singing that song like all the time, and everybody was so sick of that song. And then it became popular where we lived. And I still remember people looking at me going like, what the fuck? Like, this song is gonna, like, it's been 2 years now. And I was like, I know. I put it into your reality before you even heard of it. Now you think of me all the time. Swear to fuck. No joke. In reference to what Jason said about not knowing and being the only empath, Karen says, yep, me too. I just thought I was really sensitive and a weirdo. Yep. And then you get told that you're too sensitive, right? And that you're the weirdo, so you feel like it even more. Karen, I get it. Believe me. Anita. Yeah. There's a lady called Why So Serious on YouTube. She can remove the virus energetically as in a third eye distortion. Yeah. Me loves her. Sarah, I believe is her name. But I just have that thing of if she can remove certain things energetically, I wish she would just do it without having to book appointments and stuff, right? I believe in everybody making their abundance the way that they so choose. But at some point, having to reach out and wait for time, not just having it gifted to you, it's hard. And believe me, I fucking love her. And I've told her this before. You know what I mean? I've written it out in comments. I don't just say this here on my live stream. I've said it to her as well. I love that you say you're able to remove certain things. Then just do it, right? Just embody it. Yeah, Witchmoon. Prayers for my daughter, please. Thank you for asking, Witchmoon. Thank you for asking. I love you, Angie. Karen says, I get people saying, we don't see what you see, Karen. I'm like, how can you not see it? Exactly. Yeah. Or I'll have people actually tell me now that they know what an empath is. They'll say, like, I'm empathic too. And it's like, okay. Okay. It's like all of a sudden you get to grab that because, like, holy shit, if you were, then why don't you fucking, like, why are things different for you than they are for me? And then I get told that, like, certain things, and it's like, it doesn't make sense because it doesn't resonate with exactly this. It's like you don't get to choose when you're empathic. You just are, and you actually feel it all. You don't just get to pick and choose who you have compassion for and where you put your empathy. It's just a part of you, who you are. You know what I mean? So the beauty of, like, people actually knowing what empaths are is everybody feels like they're an empath because they are. But you're either embodying certain things or you're not too, right? Like, at some point, we don't get to bypass having compassion on certain ways. Yeah, Witch Moon. So tired. Are you able to sleep, Angie? Oh, fuck. Angie says, I love you, Lily.
Love you too.
You just answered exactly the way Sam would. I swear. No joke. You're welcome, Angie. I'm glad you asked for it, sweetie. I hope you can feel the power of the more sending you the energy towards you and your family. Mary, you're back? You were bounced off? Good, Karen says, I slept for nearly 2 days. Good. Good. The fart is real, eh, Scorpio? Yeah. Teach your children well. All bodies make sounds. Let them out. Yeah, thanks for sharing, Emoji King, because Emoji says, Witch Moon, I went through it with my family. He was the only ones without the symptoms. Jack was the only one without the actual symptoms. Witchman73 says, it's unreal, the plethora of the symptoms. It's absolutely wild. One of the kids, the only symptom was hyperactivity and a fever once. Heidi, I'm almost home. I love my groceries. I love you. Take you guys. I can't read that properly. You gonna feed the dogs, get them walked, and meet us at Matt's? Right on. Whoop whoop. I'm like the opening act for Matt. Yeah, love, love, love you guys.
Thanks.
I know the voice to text kind of messed it up. LOL, the voice to text. I didn't say I miss you. I said I need to unload my groceries. I don't know what it said sent before. I couldn't read through it and make it sound like the way that it should, Heidi. Yeah, stop singing that song moment. Yup. Yeah, Jason, you got it, empath. On one hand, they tell you it's impossible when you try to talk about it, and on the other, they fear you because they know because you know things you shouldn't. Yeah. Yep. Singeman says, Hail witches, I will protect you with my Kung Fu warrior abilities while you cast protection around me. You got it, dude. Karen says, and now they know. Everyone's an empath, LOL. Or I get used to, yeah. And you are right, 144%. My best Scorpio at 627 said the V is trying to remove that. Exactly. If I have noticed anything with the V, is that it's taking away people's empathy and compassion. You can tell the story of something that, like, other people will fucking react. They will start to cry. They will have sympathy. They will want to make sure you're okay. And then you tell the same goddamn thing to somebody that's just got the V, the double V, and they look at you like you're almost crazy because you lived something, and like, why does this matter? You know what I mean? Like, they actually don't even have enough compassion that they would give a fucking dog if a dog was dying in front of them. They would say, like, well, why is this dog, like, making noise? Compared to, like, running to make sure a dog was okay, type of thing. It's fucking mind-blowing, right? People looking at their own family members who say something and treat them like they're fucking insane. Meanwhile, they, you know what I mean? They support, they'll give like money to charity to support homelessness, but they won't help people in their own family who are actually homeless right now. It's like fucking fucked. It's like beyond words even. Right? Anita says, that's understandable, but energy work is hard work, and it's not something you could do all day for no money, as it's a way of income, being an energy worker. But yes, it would be nice if the virus was gone for free. But Anita, I give away my energy all the time. That's what I was asked to do, right? I wasn't asked and told to manifest a business to make sure I would be safe. I was asked and guided to give away my gifts all the time. And that's what I do. I have full faith that somehow, every month, everything I need will be provided for. It's what I do every day. That's why I can feel like sometimes really afraid, because I am me with my daughter, and I'm not guided to manifest what would actually be credible and very easy of, let's do this fucking thing so that there's actual money coming in, right? To completely let go of every single matrix program of how we survive in this world is what I was asked to do, and I've been embodying it for a long time now. So that's why I can completely say and look right at the screen and say, we all have different journeys. Some of us were guided to open businesses and sustain them, and some of us were told, no, you are going to be free flow, surrender, and have full faith that you're safe, that you're protected, that money will flow when you need it. So believe me when I say, I know I could be charging $80 to $100 or $150 or $350 for a past life regression, but I just sit here and give it away every single day with whoever resonates with it, grabs it. Some people don't even realize that they've got the seed of their past life until like weeks later. They don't even realize it comes from me, Anita, but I'm still the one that planted the seed in the person to realize like what their stuff is. And it's so multi-layered of just showing up, sitting in front of this screen for however many hours I'm guided, and saying the words out loud that sometimes I have no clue who's getting what they need, and sometimes never get anything back for weeks, and then, you know, for a week or so, just enough to be able to survive into the next month. I've been projected upon by everybody who even knows me that what I'm doing is fucking crazy. I shouldn't be giving my gifts away. And every time I'm told this and projected this and told this, I feel unworthy and fucking ridiculous, because who would put themselves in such a situation week after week, month after month, of listening to their higher self that says, you're protected, money's gonna flow, you're okay. And then add to that, Anita, within like the the gun stuff around me in my reality. I'm in Canada. Guns aren't legal. I shouldn't have to think about people like racing around with guns around me. But that was added into my reality as well. I said it out loud to somebody last week in a live stream. It's really easy to sit there and make vids and judge a bunch of stuff, but until you've actually been stripped of your life, and then you're like walking this walk of like, why would I do this? But then if I try to go open another sideline and try to go and do other stuff, it doesn't work. This is where I'm redirected all the time. This is what feels good. This is what feels safe. This is what feels pure. You know what I mean? I could put an ad up on Instagram like everybody does. Hey, you want to buy some of my shit today? Because like it's the end of the month. So I'm going to like, who wants to buy my stuff? But that's everything says no. No. I'm here like completely embodying exactly like what has zero to do with the matrix perspective. And we're really not there yet in a fifth dimensional perspective either. Of, you know what I mean? And of everyone who's ever like supported me financially and sent me PayPal gifts randomly, Anita, you're one of those people. You have, since you've ever known my PayPal months and months ago, you've always just randomly sent me, boom. You say it's little, but it's a lot if it's paying for that tank of gas, or if it's for that one treat, or if it's for that like, oh wow, this is like, I thought I had $50 to go do groceries, but all of a sudden I got 70. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't sound like a lot, but that's you know what I mean? So it's not judgment from the people who manifested businesses and stuff, but you can see. Because when all of a sudden somebody hasn't made a vid in months, but all of a sudden they're really tight and they're, you know what I mean? Their voice is saying like, oh, I'm doing readings right now. I have free spots. It's like, yeah, you're feeling fear because you don't know if you're going to be able to pay rent this month. And instead of just saying like, things are really going like weird, you're offering your services, pumping them out. Again, I'm not judging it. We're all asked to do things differently. And that's why it's like, how do people come on board of how's a new world going to be? Is it going to be exactly the same? Are we all just going to manifest a fucking business and like do the same things? Or are we going to bring in a new reality that's so unseen and unheard of that we don't have grasp it yet? It's huge. Yeah, Jason. I never actually charge for healing. I wish I could do it more often. Anita, the only way I can get off government payments is to charge for my services. But that's just it, Anita. You've been doing what you've been guided for a long time to master the things, and that is your next timeline, is to have that service available through an exchange of abundance. But because of what you've lived as well, it's not always going to be about money for you, Anita. If somebody said, like, I can't pay you, Anita, but I really need you, or I'm guided to you, you know what I mean? They could potentially do what I do and send you a drawing, and that's what's going to complete you in that moment. Or you know that somebody else is going to, like, give you more. A lot of healers, what they do is there's no price. There's zero. People give what they can. So somebody might give you $5, but somebody else is going to send you $500. Your faith in knowing that you're protected will make that happen. So somebody could send you a token of $1 because that's all they can give. But then all of a sudden you receive a fucking $1,000 because that's really what somebody else can give. A lot of people have a lot of fucking money right now. For those people who don't. That's the truth, right? You got people right now who think that they are like in a weird timeline, but they got like fucking $100,000 in fucking stuff that they, you know what I mean? In stuff. Or $10,000 in like their savings account for the future. Well, the future is now. Do you sit on that $10,000 or do you know what I mean? Everybody's guided differently as well. There's no right or wrong. People know what they know when they know what they need to do. But there are people who are marketing twin flame energy and all sorts of stuff, making money off people, telling them, you need me And this is how much I charge. And that's okay. It's a boundary, but if you have, and if you know somebody needs you, you're just giving it too. You've been giving it for so long, Anita, that it is your timeline to manifest the thing. You know what I mean? It's totally. No, Jason, same here. I'm not going to knock anyone for getting paid for services, though. It's fair. And it totally is. And everybody has their different ways. Some people, this is the thing, some people through their whole life path, like let's say you're 40 years old and your whole life you never charged for things. You never validated what you needed in your life path. So this journey now is about you having your business and you knowing these are the fixed prices that I need in order to survive, because my whole rest of my life path, I never stood up for what I needed. I never said this is exactly what I deserve. Whereas, you know what I mean? Others of us have lived different things where it's really easy for other people to ask for certain things their whole fucking life. And that's not the part that we need to assimilate in this new timeline. Right? In the perfect flow, somebody's sending me money, and even if I need it, if I know somebody needs it, somebody else is getting it too. Right? There are many times here when I'm like this, but if somebody's like, I got $20 in my fucking pocket and somebody asks me for it, like, and I know that I was sent to give it to them, I give them that 20 knowing that something's going to come back to me. I just gave my last fucking 20. But then 80 comes, or 100, right? That's where the not hanging on